Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Vorpal Tales. Thank you all for joining us tonight. At the start of the show, as we always do, and will do for the foreseeable future, we want to remind you all, please to continue supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. The struggle for the racial equality in this country is still going on. Pride Month is over, but please still continue to support all of the people in your LGBTQ community, as we hopefully can do here for everyone here at the Vorpal Tales community. Steve,
can you do me one quick favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Tap your finger on your microphone. Talk again.
Hello, I'm Steve.
Quiet again. Usually when you tap it, it picks up.
Okay. I'll just move it a tad bit closer. Anything?
Look, it's auto leveling your volume. Normally it's fine, but it's really quiet. Hold
on. Okay.
New game, new room, folks.
It's gonna be great. Go. All right, cool. Live audio production here at Vorpal Tales. How does it sound?
You're good now.
Okay, great. With the initial discussions out of the way, I just want to thank you all once again for joining us here at Vorpal Tales, and welcome back to not Capes of Valor. Welcome to Future Fates. Tonight we will be playing Mutants and Masterminds, 3rd edition from Green Ronin Publishing. We start our 3rd arc, making up our 2nd book as we continue on in our comic book format. As always, before we start, though, I want to do a shout out to Roll20, the platform we use to continue our online gaming. Thank you to Sirenscape for all of the epic music we use for all of our games across the channel. And a super special thank you to N8 Mid for all of our special Roll20 character sheets. They are absolutely awesome, and you are awesome for making them. Okay, with that having been said, we have a few new superheroes for you tonight. So, I am Steve. I will be running this evening. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. But let's meet our superheroes. Let's get let's meet everybody. Everyone go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, I am the Pinky. You could also call me Tiffany. I am cute and stuff. I'm also here every Thursday, and I'll be here every Friday playing awesome games with these awesome dudes or dudettes, whatevs. No judgments here. You can find me at Inuhime88 on Twitter. And you can also find me floating around on various multimedias. You'll almost find anything that's Vorpal Tales related. Someone who's retweeted or whatever, I'm there. Just look for the pink hair. You can't miss it.
I am at Space Lord PJs. I will be playing the Siberian again. He's brand new this time. He's been retooled. His powers have mutated, so this should be fun.
He's much like more when broken. Beast got the blue fur for the first time.
Yeah, so the Siberian
Tyler touched it, so now Sean's cheating.
Which means that it's broken, made up, and not following any rules whatsoever.
This is true.
Oh, is it my turn now? Yes. Hello, room. I'm Dwayne. You guys can find me on the internet at Made of Kimchi. Tonight, I will be playing a Patropasm man.
So that everybody doesn't have to break out a dictionary. What does that mean exactly?
It is actually a different word for like psionicism.
And we're like, never lengthening it in the game room. You're Apple Man.
I am Apple Man. I actually, at first when you shortened it, I read it as Alpo Man.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great. Now I'm dog.
The Siberian's arch nemesis. I am Tyler. Eldritch Echoes on the internet, and I'll be playing Dr. Eventide tonight, who's also undergone a dramatic transformation.
I am Patrick. I am Patty Shakes on the internet, most places. I will be playing the Arbalist, the new hero to join the squad.
Yes. And yes, everybody, if you have been watching Vorpal Tales, we have a new Vorpal Taylor here with us. So everybody say hi to Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick. That's me.
This is like literally the second time I've met you
ever in my life. Except for you. Other than that.
Second time I've ever met you.
Patrick,
Yes.
I did not warn you about this, so I apologize. But everybody
Play it
else,
fast and loose.
I am. Everyone else has done a pretty quick, short introduction of themselves when they first started playing with Vorpal Tales. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us like your gaming history. And since we're in a superhero game, want to give me like your top 2 to 20 superheroes? You know,
Only 20. You're going to make me limited to 20.
Somewhere between 2 and 20. It's
See,
your
Patty
choice.
gets it.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Patrick. I am oldest friends with Steve in this group. We met as coworkers and quickly became fast friends as we shared many interests. My history in gaming is actually Steve took my tabletop virginity in a D&D 5e game. As you can see, I love Dungeons and Dragons. It is probably my favorite system of all time. I've played Tales of Cthulhu with Steve. I've played Deadlands with Steve. I've played Starfinder with Steve and Sean. There's a theme there.
We gotta get that back and going. So
we do. Yes, I like to play kind of quirky characters, but a lot of times with a serious or unexpected kind of backstory. I like the serious elements of role play as well as rolling dice and killing things. So I like to kind of mix it up and do both. I've also been GMing as well. I ran a group with Steve. Shocker.
That's me.
That has been put on hiatus, unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, but hope to get that going once again soon. I am been happily married for 6 months now. We got that out of the way just in time for the virus. So
everyone round of applause. 6 months. It's a good job.
Right, new record there.
I mean,
the round of applause.
Yes, so that's me in a nutshell. I love video games, tabletops. Favorite heroes would have to be I love kind of course Harley, number one, but I like kind of your outside heroes. So I like Domino, I like Mr. Miracle, I like I don't know, some arrow-based heroes as well, like Green Arrow and Hawkeye.
Yeah, you like those kind of characters?
Yeah, they're okay. They're all right.
Okay.
They're whatever.
Also, modest Patty there, not sure if he's allowed to say anything or not, is going to be running our D&D games starting when the Descent into Avernus ends. So look forward to that.
Oh,
there may or may not be a mad mage involved in his 24 level dungeon.
I am excited for reasons.
Look for that in the not too distant but slightly distant future of Vorpal Tales.
What is it? What's the movie where they're like, you can't make plans twice for twice as long as you've been together?
Now watch Steve's face, folks. Watch Steve's face. That's also when we'll be having a game every day on Vorpal Tales.
Yay!
Where's the soundboard with crickets?
Oh, I guess I should turn my Sirenscape on. I totally gave them a shout out, and their music legit doesn't.
It's playing Eventide Manor song at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now that I got my music up, and we have a Patrick introduced into the wild, we can get into why everybody is here, and that is Superhero Showdown shenanigans. All right. So our last trade ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, a little dramatically. Unfortunately, half of Eventide's buddies, I think was the name of the group. That sounds about right.
Eventide's Eldritch Echoes, sir.
Yeah. Eventide's Angels.
No.
I remember that was said, and so I'm running with it.
Eldritch Echoes. Echo 1, Echo 2, Echo 3, Echo 4, and Echo 10. We'll get to that later.
That will make sense shortly. So our last trade ended very dramatically, actually, in which our group was able to defeat Scary Eyes, aka Fright Knight, aka an actual fallen angel in hellish armor. And upon defeating him, Eventide's soul was actually reintroduced into his body, which caused many different magics to kind of swell up inside of him, causing a rip in reality focused entirely inside of him. He was gone for several minutes before returning back to his body, at which point he was reunited with the Siberian and no one else, as former members of the team, Nightingale and X, the cybernetic robot from the dystopian future, were respectively sent to a different plane of existence, which could possibly be where angels come from, and then also into an unknown time in the time stream where they now have to fight dystopian diesel punk raiders and zombies simultaneously. So check out those two solo comics, never coming to Vorpal Tales.
No, that's not true. I tasked Eric with drawing it so we can post it to the website.
Oh,
So
that would be so freaking cool. Okay.
That one is so cool.
However, the story goes on, and so does the story of Eventide, Siberian, and 3 new heroes. When you open the first page, you're thrown immediately into a fight. There's explosions, arrows are flying out, different energies are shooting all over the place. There are just heroes everywhere. It's this big, full action splash page. It's drawing you right in, and we meet our new team. Okay, so everyone right now, before we jump into it, I really need to let's meet all of the new heroes. So in this fight, you're all thrown in there. What powers are you using? How are you using them? We'll get into the villains in a second. Just in a fight, generally, what is your go-to moves? How do they manifest? What are you doing? Let's meet these heroes, and we can start with we'll start with Tyler. How does Eventide look now?
Dr. Eventide has been changed. He has either a bowler hat or a fedora. We'll find out next week. He wears a trench coat.
Depends on what the store sends you.
He wears a trench coat, billows often even when there's no breeze. So his appearance is different now. The coat is very old-timey. Steampunk elements everywhere. However, Dr. Eventide was changed. His soul was returned, but then instead of being able to die peacefully, other things happened that we can get into as the story permits. All of his magic is now chaos. It's very chaotic. It causes all kinds of super creepy side effects. Before it wasn't creepy. Before it was just eerie compared to this. Lots of tentacles. There's lots of madness. Also, he has a very wide array of random things like transforming wood to air, creating things out of nowhere, all kinds of weird shit now. He's not all here. He's out of phase with reality. He looks normal, but you can't touch him unless you want you to. Go right through him. And there is a small percentage chance that everything he does fails every time. However, the trade-off is everything he does is overpowered. Like wild magic indeed. Also, he has no emotions now, so everything he does is cold and calculated unless he touches you, and then he'll experience your emotions for a short time. You're muted, Steve.
I am, which what I said was that's pretty cool with the emotions coming into you. I assume at this point in time you have some villain wrapped up in tentacles while you're shooting them and doing other just eldritch horror somewhere on the
undoubtedly
panel.
Don't worry, he's a good guy.
Don't worry, he is in fact a good guy. Siberian,
yes.
Who are you suplexing, and in what version suplex are you using?
So he's the Siberian is a huge fan of the dragon suplex, but I mean, there's just nothing better than an actual German suplex. But he doesn't like using the word German because I don't know, just not cool. So he's just like suplexing. He's just like the atomic suplex, just all the way over, very Zangief like. It's great. So yeah, he suplexes a lot.
Do you
he's
think
always
the
a big
Siberian
fan.
would ever use a tiger suplex?
Yeah, that just seems a little too on the nose.
On the nose? Okay.
Yeah, he just only rarely. But the Siberian also is a huge fan of the DDT, so that gets used as like his finisher supposedly. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
a classic
yeah.
DDT.
Yeah.
Just straight up, no flare. Just
no, it's just the classic DDT.
All right.
Dead.
Also, he's not saying it, he's burying the lead, but he's also Iceman
Yeah, because he was struck by lightning, so he gets ice powers. That's how that happens.
Like
Yeah.
fully Iceman. He can make ice walls and skate on ice and shoot ice and freeze you in ice all the way.
Yeah, I was reading
It's not.
that.
It's not a minor side thing.
No, that was the surprise to reading the cheat sheet there. Like, oh yeah,
Hey man,
the
you made the
freezing ore-
character.
The freezing ore is back. Cool, we got that back. Oh, ice blast, ice binding, ice crafting, and then somehow Sneaky Cat just gets wrapped up in that as well.
Yes, there's a block of ice powers, and then right underneath that,
Ninja
Sneaky
Cat.
Yeah, Ninja Cat, and then purr. He can purr.
The Siberian, the wrestler, is Sneaky Cat as well.
He's 30 feet tall, but he makes no noise when he walks.
Right. He just sort of tippy toes over skyscrapers.
It's so that when
Sure.
your opponent is doing his entrance, you can run out and like hit him from behind.
Yes.
And before X disappeared into the future, X left him with a piece of modified technology. It's like a smartwatch, except when he pushes the button, it shrinks him from a size.
Yes, because you
So he
also
can,
buried
get
buried
pizza.
3 leads here, Sean. How tall is the Siberian at this point?
I said it. So he is 30 feet tall, which for comparison,
that's 3-0.
Yeah, that's 30.
Okay.
That's 1 1/10 times as long as a London bus. That is 4/5 as tall as a telephone pole. That's about 7/10 as tall as a Brachiosaurus, which I thought was kind of cool.
That one wins.
Yeah, he's about 3/5 as long as a semi-trailer. He's about 3/5 as tall as the Hollywood sign. He's about 2 times as tall as a giraffe. He's also about half as long as a bowling lane, which I didn't realize, like a bowling lane's 60 feet long.
Yeah, that seems very long.
Wow.
And if you ever lived in the 3rd story of an apartment building, he could have a conversation with you through your window.
Exactly. So he's basically as tall as a 3-story building.
You can have an extra starting hero point, Sean.
With the Brachiosaurus.
Strictly for Brachiosaurus.
That's cool.
Can we talk about how we can now reenact King Kong with the Siberian?
So funny story.
Funny you should say that.
Funny you should say that.
Watched when you decided this.
So the other, I think it was like Saturday or Sunday. We're just sitting around, and I'm like, I'm going to build Legos. Rain, also, we're going to watch King Kong, Skull Island. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it has your favorite person in it, Brie Larson. It'll be great. She's like, I hate you. So we watched it, and I'm like, oh yeah, the Siberian totally needs to be huge, kaiju huge, and just fight shit that way. That'd be awesome. Yeah, because I've always wanted him to get tall, but then I was like, man, it's so cool to be tall like that and big and like big.
I don't know what it's like to be tall.
It's okay. It's a role-playing game. We can all find out together.
So Sean met me in person, and he was like, I just want that as a superhero power.
I'm under 5 feet tall. I don't know what it's
Patty, that was a joke. I'm sorry. Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was some dead air.
Damn. Tiffany.
Landed.
No.
What is the name of your character, and what are they doing to whatever villain they're currently fighting?
Okay, so my character, her superhero name is the Teal. Her superhero name is the Teal Hex, only because she wears teal because it's her favorite color, and Hex because she has like Scarlet Witch kind of like stuff, and will like, ooh. But not only is she a mix of Scarlet Witch, exactly, she's also a beautiful blend of Dula Dent, who I think is probably one of the pretty underrated characters out there. Like, a lot of people are like, where the fuck is Dula Dent? I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean, who the fuck is Dula? What? Dula Dent is amazing. She's weird. I love her.
Do you want us to refer to you as she or they, the character?
Preferred they.
Okay.
But she is acceptable.
Okay.
All right.
Her non-superhero name is Zoe Zahir. And in this instance of being an awesome superhero, she's got a lot of gimmick-based powers on top of the whole, hexing stuff. And in this case, she's got her pretty awesome hammer, like thinking like the giant mallets that you see at like carnivals, whatever, when you're hitting it, trying to get the gong to go up to win the prize.
The test of
and it's
strength.
Yeah.
yes, one of those. Like you're just looking like, how is she picking this thing up? It looks huge. It's actually pretty lightweight, but she's using her powers to add an extra oomph behind it. And she's holding on to it, and it's glowing. It's teal, and it's got a little bit of, well, actually it's a regular hammer mallet thing. I'm trying to confuse words together. I just woke up. I'm tired. And it's glowing like a teal color because her powers are also teal in nature. And she's getting ready to whack somebody over the head with it.
So your mallet is glowing this like crazy teal color as energy just sparks off of it, and you're about to just swing right through someone's face.
That's another thing I'd like to point out real quick too to the players. With the exception of the Siberian and Eventide, when you fly, you all contrail and make that's your built into the game. We don't usually get into that in this game because almost T-Song really flew, but that's So when you fly, Tiffany, teal azure energy behind you, and it glows around you like your namesake, the Scarlet Witch. And also, she didn't tell the audience she has Steve's favorite power is luck manipulation.
It's gonna be great.
Yes.
And when we get to Apple Man blazes through the sky like Starfire. So yeah.
All right.
Yellow
when
and
Apple
orange
Man
contrail.
stays in the sky long enough.
Yeah. We'll get to that soon too.
Actually, that's a good transition. Dwayne, why don't you tell us about your character and just kind of what they would be doing in this exact moment on the first splash page of the comic.
Apple Man. Have no fear. Jerry is here. So yeah, Apple Man, he is extraterrestrial, so he is not from the planet that we are on currently. And he just kind of got into this superhero thing as like he's just starting out. His powers are kind of a mix between psionic powers and solar powers. I like to use my mind bullets, a little bit of crowd control, helping out the peeps.
Mind blades.
Yes, mind blades. Yes.
He's a super ninja. He can shoot
Yes.
fireballs. He can blind you, and he can melt through things.
Yes.
And he's Echo 10 of 5.
Echo 10 of 5.
Echo 10 of 5.
Which will make sense by the end of the session. Anything else, Dwayne?
Yeah, I've got the cool deep space immunities. I can fly as well. I have the cool yellow and orange contrails, but I probably won't be flying too much.
I wonder why.
Oh, I should point out, too, mechanically speaking, for both Dwayne and Steve.
Yes.
We're calling them fireballs because we have been, but he doesn't actually shoot fire and it doesn't catch on fire. He's shooting superheated solar balls of
he's
solar
converting his
balls.
solar
He doesn't
energy
set the world
into
on
like
fire.
energy. Right.
Solar balls.
I'm going to change it from solar blast to solar balls.
That's why he's Echo 10, folks.
All right. And finally, Patty, tell us about your character and what they're doing in this moment.
Well, salutations. I am the Obelisk. I am the world's greatest archer. I hail from, of course, you can tell, the South. But in this particular scenario, I would be darting back and forth through the shadows, trying to find an opening within our enemies, looking for a weak point to capture, take aim for just a second, hold it, and fire deep into their hearts. Of course, not to kill, only to injure or put down. My character, to hide in the shadows and get a better vantage point, he does kind of look almost like a bad guy to outward glances, wearing darker, form-fitting armor to break up his shape to help him hide in the shadows, but does have a sash of bright colors to remind him that not everything is dark and dreary. Gotta keep it on the light side sometimes.
Do you only shoot regular arrows, or do you have other tricks up your quiver?
Well, of course not. That would be quite boring if I just did regular arrows. I'm a bit of a tinkerer myself. And, well, I got everything from swinging on cable arrows like Tarzan to knocking out enemies non-lethally with knockout gas to stunning an enemy from a far range, perhaps causing an explosion, firing my arrow into a USB port with my bug arrow and hacking into a data server. Or, of course, I always have that one extra special arrow that I just keep in reserve because you never know what you might need.
Perfect.
Hawkeye's powers in Gambit's body. This can only go well.
It's fine.
So, the three new heroes, Apoman, the Arbalist, and the Teal Hex. You've been in the team for about 3 weeks at the most now. That's after completing the sort of introductory phase, a couple of trainings, a couple of kind of, icebreakers, getting to know yous, mandatory sensitivity training, all of those things that come with being a superhero.
Lots of paperwork.
Lots of paperwork. You have insurance now too, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Your housing
Dental?
and living expenses are paid for. You get a regular paycheck. You have full insurance and a pension.
Nice.
Yeah. The benefits of this team are actually pretty dope. And yes, full room and board paid for by
in this
Mr.
super not creepy
Billionaire.
house behind me.
No, that seems fine.
Everything's normal.
Yeah.
So, this is essentially your first big foray into actually fighting supervillains. You got the call, and there's a team of 4 villains causing havoc in the city. Seem to be mostly of the mercenary type. You're not sure exactly what their plan is, what they're trying to steal or break or destroy, or what havoc they're causing, but they're known. They're known throughout the city, and this is your chance to shine, to jump out there and to finally put the new team out there. Your number one priority, or your number one competition currently, is the Olympic team, who after months of false starts and not being able to really put it together under the leadership of Allison from before, have finally started to make a name for themselves in the continued absence of the Olympian. For our new viewers, we take this story takes place in Olympic City. Olympic City is protected foremost by the single paragon, the Olympian.
Sure
She is an all-powerful superhero that was the first superhero to burst onto the scene. She continuously had these amazing powers that every week would grow. She would get new powers, and they would grow even stronger than they were before. And she just became this bright beacon of heroism within the city. However, as her responsibilities grew and grew and grew over the next several years, the Olympic team was formed, which Eventide and Siberian were initially interviewed for, however, did not make it.
Speaking of which, I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you're on this team, this is for the Arbalest, the Teal Hex, and Appleman, you're required to add enemy Allison to your list of complications.
It must be written as that bitch Allison Baskin.
Her last
And
name is
What he said,
Baskin.
it's in your
Carol
contract.
Baskin?
It's in your
Right.
contract.
All right.
Is that
Whoop.
2 L's or 1?
2.
Doesn't matter. Spell it any way you want.
Her name
most-
is Allison.
The
her
most
name
Karen
is
way
Allison,
you can imagine spelling it.
Her name is Allison Borden with 2 L's.
Allison Borden Baskin. That's fine.
Warden, not Baskin.
Yeah.
So Zoe's gonna totally put Baskin in the end and say somehow related to Carol.
There you go. See,
No, that's
she gets it.
Something
Nope.
about tigers?
Yeah, the Siberian.
Exactly.
For those who previously watched, you know this, but we'll do a quick reminder for all of our new heroes and viewers. Again, Olympic City, controlled by the Olympian. As the Olympian's powers grew, their responsibilities grew. And she's actually been not AWOL in that she checks in every so often, but she's getting pulled off planet at times. She's getting pulled away from Olympic City. She's just kind of taking care of things that are at such large scales at this point that the Olympic team had to be formed in order to respond to smaller supervillains and crimes that the Olympian just wouldn't have the time for. In that vacuum, as the Olympic team was formed under the guidance of the Olympic offices, that's a very slow bureaucratic system. Eventide was able to rush his team together, and they actually overtook the Olympic team in responding to a lot of cases. However, with the disarray of what's happened over the last few weeks, the Olympic team has made moves, and they may possibly be the superior team at this point. But yes, this is your first attempt at a team group against another team of villains, and it's an odd collection of people. You have you've identified the four of them. You are trying to take out someone named the Arctic Fox. Explodo the Great.
I like how you had to double check what that name was.
I did.
Just to make sure it was as ridiculous as you thought it was.
I love this.
You're
guy.
welcome.
He's great. No, I've read this guy like 5 times before today. He was amazing. One of the
These are
creepiest
all
things you've ever
actual
seen.
Green Ronin supervillains, by the way.
These are all from the Rogues Gallery, available from Green Ronin Publishing. They are really good villains. A lot of good resources for this game. Almost as terrifying as some of the things you've seen come from Eventide, who is a super creepy guy. You see a skeleton in an Old West outfit named of Kid Grim.
Ooh.
His head looks too small for the rest of his body.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Old West. You kind of just wore what you had available, so nothing.
I like his
fit
tie though.
Nothing fit in the Old West. Oh, jeez.
It's very stylish.
And finally, the Maestro. That's a cat on a screen.
Mm-hmm. That's the inspiration for the Siberian, right, Sprout?
No.
Isn't Sprout the like for everything?
The inspiration for
everything?
every character
basically.
Sean's ever played.
Basically.
Because when none of you are watching, Sprout sits down in front of him and says, "This one needs catnip." Where do you think that came from?
As the explosions, energies, and everything go off, arrows fly through the air. Siberian German suplex someone's through a table. All of this is happening. Everyone give me your first initiative rolls as we jump right into the action.
Oh man.
Also, tokens work now. Please click the token first.
Oh, there it is.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Woo! I like that initiative.
Love this song.
That one's a little too eerie. Let's try this one.
What if I want it creepy?
Do we need dice turned on?
You might have to turn it on if you didn't already have it.
If you want people to hear the delicious clicky clacks, yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they won't see the dice roll, they'll just see the results.
All right, we'll leave the clicky clacks in there then.
All right.
We need the pretty clicky clack. I like the pretty clicky clack.
Ooh, some good initiatives here.
Uh,
No.
wow. Arrow guy. So I'm sorry, I forgot your name already. I don't think you clicked your token when you rolled initiative. Not go into the turn tracker.
All right, so I click it. Do I need to select anything else, or just click it?
No, it just has to be highlighted.
Yeah, that just tells the roll who to apply the initiative to.
Yep. Put your picture in there with your name.
Better? Closer, warmer?
Perfect. Audience in Seasong, please tell us if the volume on the music. Okay.
That's in a weird spot. Okay, got it. Here we go. Boom.
No.
Kid Grim gets a 7 because he's so
Yay.
fast.
I'm so impressed with you.
Must be that necrophage setting in.
Then
about
a 17 for Maestro. Ooh, Explodo's gonna do pretty well for himself with a 27.
Cool.
And then Arctic Fox. Not as good. With a 12. And we have our initiatives. This outrageously dressed villain steps up. He has orange pants, knee-high black boots, an orange kind of like skull cap that comes over almost like a diver's suit, with these gold and red goggles over his eyes. A black coat written across an explosion text just says Explodo. Just so you know, no one has any confusion here. And he's just like, finally, I get to show you how great I am at exploding things. And he just starts grabbing things off of nearby tables, a paper, like a clipboard, a keyboard, a circuit board. Help me out here.
A surfboard?
A surfboard.
Where are we at? Probably tell us where we're at.
Cutting board?
Boogie board.
All sorts of boards.
Ironing board.
A soundboard.
Soundboard. Yeah.
Essentially, you're in, imagine kind of like this big shopping area that also has like kind of these buildings that go up top. One of those really big kind of central urban centers, and a big outside area where everyone would kind of walk through. There's a fountain, there's tables kind of everywhere with like nearby restaurants, shops you can easily walk to, and then as you go up in the buildings, they become offices. So it's kind of this central hub of shopping, restaurants, business, all of these things. So they were here doing something nefarious, and the fight has kind of come into this big courtyard. So where you're at currently is in the middle of all these buildings, and there's this big open courtyard. And so again, he's able to grab, like, someone went to a surf shop and there's a boogie board, then someone had to go and he's grabbed a keyboard from somebody's office, and there's just an array of things, and everything he touches starts to glow this horrible sickly orange. And he's just like, who wants the first explosion? And he just starts hurling these things at everybody.
He sounds really bored.
Damn it.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm ashamed of myself about
You
that
should
one.
be. Give me the hero
No.
point from earlier back.
Nope, can't have it.
He looks Siberian, how big are
There's no way he's only going to be 7 feet tall. That's silly.
okay.
Only.
Actually, ooh, that's a big explosion. So he takes this, he actually throws a couple of small things, and everything he throws, boom, bang, boom, 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 everything starts going off. Then he grabs like a trash can, and it starts to glow. And then he's actually able to pull it up. It's like bolted to the ground. He's actually able to pull it up out of the ground, and then he puts that, and he's just like, time to take out the trash. And he throws that, and it lands in the middle of Siberian and the arbalist. It bursts out, and there's this big explosion, goes and hits both of you. Roll me a fortitude save.
26.
21.
You're both able to take cover. Arbalist, you actually hide behind the Siberian and use it as cover. And it goes off, and this trash can just, even though there's this huge explosion, you're able to kind of brush it off. And he kind of looks and he's like, need something bigger then. Teal Hex, it is your turn. 4 villains. They're kind of spread out. One of them is throwing explosion-y things at the team.
So while his Explodo is like throwing his stuff, the Teal Hex kind of looks at it and hears the trash pun, and she just stares at it and goes, that one was really cheesy.
The pun.
Good job. Off to a hot start with that one.
I know, right? So then she kind of like she starts twirling her hammer in her hands, and she starts activating her power so it's glowing in the nice hammer, and she just kind of rushes up to the nearest one to her and takes a nice swing at him.
Okay. They're all spread out pretty evenly, so you can pick who you would want to. Do you want to hit there is Kid Grim, the skeleton gunslinger, Maestro,
yes.
who kind of, you want to do him? Okay.
Yes, I like his tie a lot.
Okay. All right.
I want to compliment him on his appearance while hitting him.
Okay. All right. So if you're coming in with the mallet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How do you want to do that attack?
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to how these powers are going. Alrighty. Do I just click on the equipment on this one? Or do I hit the... Let's see.
So you can...
I'm not used to this character yet, so I'm trying to figure out which one I hit.
Okay. So under offense, you can click so you have gimmick attacks and reality alteration. So
but I have more than one gimmick attack though, that's why I'm asking.
Right. How did this get set up, Tyler, on this sheet? I'm actually looking at it as well. You know, we had it all written out. Ah, there's the equipment.
I apologize. I'm trying to fix the music. What's happening?
Oh, so under your equipment, it looks like is where that got set, but there's no ranks. We're trying to figure out what Tiffany needs to roll, if anything, for their particular things.
Those are all dodges. That. It should be in your PDF copy. The DC for the dodge.
Okay, so she doesn't have to make any rolls?
You do, correct. Those are single target AoEs.
Got it. All right. But she's using the mallet, which is a telekinesis attack and damage.
Oh yeah, that's under the telekinesis. Yeah. Roll your in roll 20. You just roll your magic attack. Same for everything.
Okay, and what's that?
You only have like one attack on your sheet up the top.
Click gimmick. Let's click gimmick attacks.
Nope, that's not the one.
So I click reality alteration then?
Correct.
Okay.
That's for everything that I do.
No, that's for everything except the lapel flower. and the
Okay.
bubble blower. Your mallet's part of your reality alteration because telekinesis get with it. Because you have no
Yes.
strength.
Got it. And then clicky.
She's actually casting the telekinesis spell when she does that, Steve, so she's using
Right.
it, right?
Right, I know that the mallet has the telekinesis attached to it.
Yep.
And I know that's why it needed an attack, where I know a lot of her stuff doesn't. So, okay, so you have a 21 to hit Kid Grim. Kid Grim's dodge is pretty good. So
But is it good enough?
you come in and Grim's duster floats in the wind just a little bit, and he kind of is watching you, and you come in, you do these moves, and you come in with this big mallet attack, and when you slam it down, there's just this whoosh, and then it crashes into the ground, and cement like chips just fly up, and he's standing just kind of 3 feet to the left of where you thought he was, and he just kind of looked at you, and he shakes his head. That the 21 did not hit him. Arbalest.
It's not Gouda for me.
Nice.
Arbalest, it is your turn. There's Kid Grim, there's Maestro, Explodo the Great, and the Arctic Fox.
I'll kind of dust myself off from surviving the exploding trash can. Move up from behind the Siberian's calf that I was using as cover. Just kind of look at him real quick. Why is it that it's always the lamest supervillains that have the talk? And I'll use my cable arrow to kind of. Is there like a relatively close by? Is there like a building I can get on top of that kind of surrounds this open area?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's buildings all around you in this sort of plaza.
All right, I'll use a cable arrow and just kind of swing to the top of one of these buildings.
Okay.
And then to get my eagle eyes down on what's happening here. And then I can change what type of arrow I use each turn as a free action. So I'll change it to a. You said they're all kind of together right now?
No, they're actually all kind of spread out.
They're all kind of spread out? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will switch to a stun arrow.
Okay.
And I'll target Explodo the Great as
Oh no, not Explodo.
well, we want to make sure these explosions aren't going anywhere and destroying property and hurting innocent civilians, so we need to take him down as quickly as possible.
Okay.
So I will attempt to stun arrow him.
All right.
Which is a ranged attack, so I'm assuming I have to roll my archery first. So I will do that now.
Okay. Ooh, that's
Not
a rough
great.
one.
Not great.
So, you do not have to use it right now, but there's that button that says hero point. Everyone starts with 1 hero point. Sean currently has 2 because of Brachiosauruses. But a hero point can be used for a variety of reasons very creatively, such as altering a scene or kind of changing the way a power works for a scene or for one turn, depending on what it is. Making the DM or the GM or the commissioner, whatever we're calling me that day, re-roll a roll, or ultimately you can re-roll your roll as well, granting you guaranteed 10 basically. Anything on a 1 through 10 you'll add 10 to. 11 through 20 you'll just take the die roll. That's all mechanically tied up in our hero point button, so you don't have to think about it, but it does allow you that option to re-roll when the dice just don't cooperate. Is that you stretching, Dwayne, or do you have a question?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, no.
Does he think we're in school? I
I
don't.
was changing my color.
Okay, just making sure.
It's behind the chair, so I gotta.
So, do you want to take the 14 to hit, or do you want to say, or do you want to?
Again,
So I have a question.
He's Echo 10.
So I have a question. I have skill mastery range combat archery. I can take a 10 on archery attack rolls. So how does that exactly work? Does that mean my roll is a 10 or my total?
That means it's 10 plus your ranks. If you open the attack, there's a little gear next to under offense where the attack is. If you open it, it'll show you your modifier. You add 10 to that. Tell Steve that number.
It says I have range combat archery 11.
21.
Okay, I'll do that. So that's just something I have. Is I can just take a 10 if my roll is awful.
Okay.
So I'll make so it's a 21.
So it is a 21.
I don't know if you can do that after you roll, or if you have to declare that first.
Oh, do I have to? Okay.
For right now, we'll say that that's
Yeah.
20. We'll say that it's 21. That's no problem at all. I do think that is something you have to decide before you roll. You can either risk it to try to get higher,
Okay.
or you can say I'm just taking 10 on this attack to always be able to hit at least a 21.
That would
Roger.
3.5 rules based on, yeah.
Yeah. So, with a 21 against Explodo the Great's dodge defense, why are each of these sheets just slightly different enough that nothing's in the same place?
To fit the layout of the book, sir.
You are correct. That is the right answer. A 21 does hit Explodo the Great.
Woo! All right. So my stun
So-
arrow hits him. He now has to roll a fortitude versus a DC of 18.
A fortitude, you say?
Yes.
That is a 15 on his fortitude save.
Okay. The DC was an 18.
1 degree of
He-
failure on your set.
So 1 degree of failure. So for everyone new to Mutants and Masterminds, degrees of failure basically come in chunks of 5. Right, Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah. So
5.
failed by 1 through 5, you failed for the first degree. 6 through 10, you failed by the second degree. 11 through 15, third degree, and
And that's as far as it goes for afflictions.
Yeah, for afflictions, that's as high as it goes. If it's toughness and you fail by more than 15, that's when you're knocked out, and that's how you knock people out in this game. You make them fail a toughness save by more than 15, so 16 or higher. But for afflictions, the maximum you can fail by is 3 tiers, and that means that they failed by 1 tier.
Which means he is dazed. So the stun arrow comes in, and right as it's about to get to him, and actually just the head just separates a bunch, and a bunch of bright lights and loud bangs go off right in front of his face.
That's cool.
He has like a serving tray that like an entire bigger meal would come out of.
Like
It's
you
all
put like a
rolled-
turkey on.
Yeah, exactly. He has that in one hand and the lid on the other. And he's about to just kind of throw both of them. When this thing comes, it's like, bam, 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 and he's like, ah! I thought my goggles would save me from things like this.
Needs a new suit guy.
I'll have to talk to Newt about better goggles. Throwback.
Fucking Newt.
Fucking Newt. Okay, so he is dazed for a while now. Eventide.
Yeah, he needs to save at the end of each of his turns, and if he fails, it carries over.
Yep.
Eventide casts Mists of Rillier. First, we gotta see if it happens because chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah, it definitely happens.
That's what
Okay.
happens with a 34.
Fog billows in. Are we anywhere near civilians?
Yes.
How close?
Everywhere.
Like,
Again,
is
big,
this fight happening in the middle of...
yeah,
crowded area?
again, remember, it's a big open square in the middle of like this hub of commerce. So it would be that scene where like you guys are all fighting and superhero stuff's happening, and then kind of like at the bottom of the page is like civilians like, oh no, it's Exploded the Great. Ah.
Maximum range, then, to drive the civilians away.
Okay.
So, fog and mist rapidly billows in a 1,000 square foot area. All civilians can see. All party members can see. All villains is completely blacked out, including dark vision, not ultra vision. However, everyone except the party and the Siberian everyone except the party, but not the Siberian, also experiences Arctic cold, like deep Arctic conditions in the middle of winter. The temperature instantly drops to sub-zero.
Oh.
Siberian,
Oh,
because
lovely.
that's his native environment. I want him to be comfortable. That's the enemies are affected by darkness and cold, and the civilians are affected by cold. But
Okay.
the party is unaffected. That's my
Okay,
action.
sounds good.
Also, I completely disagree.
All right. So this cold, creeping darkness comes in, driving the civilians out even quicker than they were trying to escape before, obscuring the villains, but still allowing you all to continue to fight through it. Anything else, Eventide?
I fade away and break apart into the mist, and I'll reform somewhere else in the next turn.
Okay.
Anywhere within the 1,000-foot cube. I'll decide then.
Oh,
Siberian.
Yeah, the mist leaks out of me, and I turn into it.
But the Siberian got to eat pizza for breakfast, because this looks like it's going to be a long day. By the way, Explodo, your quips are really bad. Maybe you should sit down and cool off and think about it.
Oh! There's our air horn.
a civilian pulls one
I can
out.
make something happen. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. While he's looking up air horn, Siberian, it is your turn.
Ice blast this dude. Really?
Ice blasting Exploder the Great.
Yeah, he needs to make target. Oh, all right. Target rolls a DC if the target fails. So, I guess I need to hit with it first.
I believe you do. Let me double check.
Which one are we using? My
Right.
dramatic note failed too. Which one are we using?
Yes, Ice Blast is a range attack, so you do have to hit with it first.
I see it now.
Yeah.
However, Ice Blast is a multi-effect. The first thing that actually, first you roll to hit.
Right.
Then Steve does stuff, then you do stuff.
Right, because it can attack Fortitude and then also cause damage.
I can't let that fail with
With the quip.
Yeah, with the quip. So
Okay.
I'm gonna roll my hero point,
Okay.
and that's probably not gonna hit either because.
So you use a
Can I
hero
give you
point.
some advice before Steve says this? You can use a hero point to emulate 1 point anything in the game, including ultimate effort, 20 plus base attack. You can get the advantage ultimate effort for 1 turn, and it's the 20 plus your base hit.
Patty, is there any information you would like to whisper to Sean currently about a 21 versus Explodo the Great?
It's fine.
Is it? I thought you missed
It's-
before.
No, I missed when I rolled a 14.
Oh, gotcha.
And then I was like, just give me the 21.
Okay.
Because I can do that because I'm the world's greatest archer.
Greatest archer.
With Gambit's accent, please.
So yes, so with the 14 you would have missed. However, 21 does in fact hit Explodo the Great's dodge defense. So the icy bolt shoots out from the giant 30-foot tiger because that's a sentence that should be said out loud.
Yeah.
Now, is this icy bolt also 30 feet tall?
No. But
Or is the 30-foot tall man's paw shooting like a tiny little like ink
Yes.
snip?
He totally Horyukens Patty, and it's like this.
Excellent. Okay. Perfect.
One singular snowball.
That's on brand.
Oh
So-
no.
But it's kind of like got pizza grease on it
Because of course.
because of course. So he needs.
Oh my god. Is the Siberian just like slicked with pizza grease all the time?
No, he's a kid. He cleans himself. That's disgusting.
And
I'm asking questions.
He had to leave really quickly, and he hasn't gotten a chance to like clean the grease off his hands.
There weren't any
so-
wet-
He's
weren't
a
any
cat.
wet-
He can
there
just
weren't any
lick
wet
his
wipes.
hands.
Siberian,
Weren't
I
any
don't
wet
care
wipes
if
in
you're a
the car.
cat. You need to wash your hands for 30 seconds.
Sing happy birthday.
Well, sure. Anyway, Explodo the Great, not so great now, needs to give me a dodge DC of 20.
A dodge DC of 20, you say?
no fortitude. After
Right.
you hit, it's all fort.
Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one.
Yeah. He rolls
Yeah, I was
fort
gonna say-
to
I
avoid
was about
draining
to say.
fort, and then he rolls fort to avoid the damage. The point
Yes,
the gimmick
you
is
can
it
split it up
sucks
into
to
2
split.
targets. If attacking 1 target, the resistance is Fortitude and the damage is 24. If attacking 2 targets, resistance is Fortitude and the damage is 20. So he's attacking 1 target, which means it has to be a Fortitude save.
Oh,
And
And
okay, I
he
see how it
is
works
he
now.
is dazed if that does anything.
It's not going to affect a roll on this. Daze does other things.
Damn it!
However, he rolled a 17. He made a 27 fortitude.
Jesus.
However, it is Arctic Chill.
So nothing happens in regard to the affliction tied to the ice blast. However, he then still has to make the toughness against this at 24 damage. Come on. I
was thinking about it.
That's not great.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's better.
Ooh.
That is a 17 toughness against 24 damage. 17, 18, 19, 20,
2 pips.
24. That is 2 pips of damage and 2 degrees of failure. So he's staggered, I believe.
He would be dazed, but he's already dazed. So yeah, you decide.
Yeah.
I'd move it to staggered.
Yeah. So he's all sorts of jacked up. He's taking 2 pips of damage, and he's all sorts of not doing so hot. Anything
For
else?
our
Siberian?
new viewers and your new players, what are pips of damage?
Yes. So for the viewers at home and for the new players playing Mutants and Masterminds,
I totally know this, but I want to make sure the audience knows.
I know. You know the game thoroughly. So in this game, we refer to damage as pips of damage, primarily because our old character sheet 35 years ago had little check marks that you would put down as you took damage.
I have no idea why we called them pips.
Because we would just put little pips down on our sheet.
Yeah, they're on the sheet.
You would literally just like scratch off damage.
To call them pips, like even then, still.
That came from 2nd edition. It was in the book. I'm pretty sure.
Was it in the book?
I don't remember that.
Also,
anyway,
while I'm talking, just so you know, Steve, Chase 3 billion gave me a hero point. Carry on.
Nope, denied.
That's the.
That
You
one
can't
sounds
stop
salty.
subs.
Dang it. Oh. All right. So Eventide now has an additional hero point because my life's not hard enough as it is.
Not. We can make it worse.
So, pips of damage. Basically, when you fail a toughness save, kind of in that same degree of failure, you'll take damage. The amount of pips you have, which is the amount of damage you've taken ultimately, reduces all of your rolls going forward. So as you take damage, your rolls are going to be worse and worse. This is to reflect getting beat up, bruised, battered around in combat. And what you're doing is you're kind of chipping away at that toughness roll so that you can more easily get them to fail that toughness roll by more than 15, which is ultimately what knocks them out. So the mechanic is there primarily to be able to hit each other back and forth, deal lots of damage to each other, and really draw out that kind of superhero fight of just throwing haymakers back and forth at each other and slugging it out.
And for the new players, on your character sheet, there's a spot for injuries. If you mark that accurately, it will affect your toughness. Or it doesn't change any other rolls, just your toughness.
I think mechanically, only your toughness roll technically goes down with pips of damage, but I've always liked the whole everything kind of goes down. It makes it more interesting, but you know, it's
yeah. The sheet only does the mechanics. Nathan, you know, by the book.
Yeah. So, cool. Yes. So, with that, Explode of the Great takes 2 pips of damage, meaning you've like cracked part of his suit, and the ice just kind of melts over and then chips away and it falls off onto the ground. He's just like, my eyes, my shoulder, it all hurt. Oh, don't touch myself, I'll explode.
Not immune to own powers. Should be very weakness.
Oh man, that's gotta suck. How do you eat sandwiches?
It is now.
How do you show yourself self-love?
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, I was thinking that too.
Very
but
carefully.
I'm hungry for something.
Gloves.
I don't know why.
Lead gloves.
Go full rogue.
This man in a very stylish suit with a purple vest.
What if he sits on his hand for a long time and goes numb? Do the powers like dissipate?
He's still sitting on his hand. Are you talking about with his pants still on?
I don't think it works that way because Rogue can still drain your powers when she's unconscious.
That's true. Gambit tried to kiss her when she was knocked out, which don't freaking do.
That's what happens when you don't get consent, Gambit.
Jeez. But yeah, we got
But wait,
rogued.
what if they had an spoken agreement that if it was like a whole Cinderella thing, true love's kiss?
Then Rogue is really
if
out
I'm
to
ever
get
knocked
Gambit.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
then
that's
Rogue played him pretty
Yeah.
hardcore.
Shit.
But yeah. So, Explodo the Great, probably immune to his own powers, and I just threw that out the window. But that's okay. I like that. That's my headcanon.
He was
now.
so
That, folks, is
traumatized
how
he
you
forgot.
derail. Folks, is how you derail intellectual.
So this guy with a very fine suit and this purple vest and tie and the thing that goes in your pocket square. I was going to say the square thing that goes in your pocket.
You got there.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Steps forward.
So
He
proud
has,
of you.
he has a goatee and this kind of silver streak that runs through his hair, and he pulls out this kind of what a maestro would have in front of an orchestra.
It's called
And
a
he starts
baton.
kind of starts signaling his hands back and forth, and he's just like, oh, and he starts gathering up all this sonic energy.
Oh, he's a
Oh.
Sonic-based guy? Oh, God.
I don't.
I mean, it was in the name.
Oh,
I
he's
wasn't su-
that sort of maestro.
Yes.
My eyes cannot roll hard enough.
What did you think he was the guy from like Siege?
He's in a party.
does he have
with a
black
guy whose
eyes,
name
potentially?
Is the amazing Explodo.
Yeah, like,
He does-
I mean...
He does not have
he's-
black eyes, but he does have
Oh wait, no, it's
evil
not black
eyes.
eyes. Evil eyes. That's right. I knew something right.
So, oh man, I should have you guys fight like all Siege-based villains. That would be great. Okay, so
I refuse.
he starts to kind of put all of his energy together, and he's like, I might not be able to see you, but I can still hear you. And
That's not creepy.
and this big blast of sonic energy just shoots out at everybody, and it just covers the whole space. Civilians get like thrown through shopping storefronts. Tables like flip over, windows then burst out as the energy kind of just goes out. This guy can just project, and everyone give me a dodge roll first, because you can technically dodge any burst attack like this.
So you said everyone?
This will be everybody. He can hit everybody with this.
Oh!
It is going to be a 18 to avoid this attack.
I don't avoid it.
Okay. Arbalest makes it. Siberian misses. Teal Hex misses. I need Aboman and I need Eventide. Apo. Apo makes it.
Attaboy, Echo 10.
Eventide.
You're waiting for me to roll dodge. That's a
Yeah.
funny guy. We should probably just move on to toughness.
I am
just
under
wanna
the
see
impression
it.
that
And that's not even a gnat. Oh my gosh.
you can correct me
Wow.
if I'm wrong, but I believe this would still hit you if it's sonic base. Is that not correct?
That's not what I'm talking about. I have -10 at basically all times to dodge, remember?
Right. I was just wanting to make sure this was actually hitting you, or if this would go.
No,
through
I'm still
you
there. I'm
because
just
of your-
invisible, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm still there. I'm just invisible. It'll hit me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Arbalest and Apo, you both make it. So you're able to roll out of the kind of underneath, and this wave of sonic energy just literally kind of goes over Apo, but under Arbalest, because you went up to the top of that building to get
Yeah.
a vantage point. But that sonic boom, it just goes out in all directions. Everybody else, that's going to be 23 toughness. I need 23 damage. So roll your toughness save against that.
Woo!
Yay! I like being hurt.
Do I have to roll
So
that?
you both failed by 6, which would be 2 pips of damage.
Can I have my hand, please?
All right. So yeah, Maestro just hit you with this big wave. Eppo, it is your turn.
Oh, here we go.
You know, I haven't said the full name yet. Apotropazal Man.
The one and only
Only time
time.
I'm gonna say
The
it.
one and only time.
I had to get it out there eventually.
Thank you for pronouncing it correct.
Apotropazal. The way actually I didn't know that was the way that you defined it earlier. I didn't know that was another use of the word. I knew it as like ritual and yeah, Apotropazal would be like ritual. So, and I know the word.
I just clicked thesaurus
Oh,
on some random words that had to do with my character. I was like, I hit that a bunch of times.
gotcha.
That
All
looks
right.
cool. All right. So in a bellowing voice, he's going to say, "Take to the sky," and he's going to go right off the bat.
It's funny because I know where this is going.
And say that he gets about 50 feet in the air, and he just goes, "Ah, shit." But then he's going to turn towards Maestro and send out a sonic, or not a sonic blast, this is mental blast.
Mental blast. Okay. I was going to say, did I mess up already?
Yes.
No, mental blast.
Okay.
See if you can mind bend this, and you just.
All right. So with your mental blast, that is going to be a ranged attack.
Yes, it is, sir. Do I click on ranged powers, or can I just click on mind blast?
You should just be able to click on mind blast.
So nifty.
Ooh.
Take it, son!
Swish.
All right.
Swish.
With the first roll out of the gate for an attack,
Oh!
Apotropazal Man hits a nat 20 on Maestro. Okay.
Are we sure this guy's Echo 10?
Echo 100.
He's a
over
one
here.
and done guy.
And you drop 25 damage on him. With a nat 20, though, you're actually able to add 5 to your damage, which means your 25 actually gets bumped up to 30 on this guy.
Nice.
And it definitely hits. What's this guy got to do? So this is a.
Oh, this is a willpower DC
I was gonna
20.
say it's a mental attack. Willpower versus damage.
Correct.
Cool. That don't make no sense. I'll have to talk to Tyler about that.
That's what that says.
I am here. What's the problem?
Willpower versus damage DC 20. Is it damage
what
or is
attack?
it DC 20?
Mind blast.
Yeah, that's a psychic attack.
Or mental blast.
Willpower because it's like, what's the question?
Is it okay? The way that you've written it is that it's willpower versus damage,
Yep.
but then it says DC 20.
Yep.
So, is the DC the actual damage amount, or is the DC 20? Because those are two
Yes.
different numbers.
That's a power that drains the will first and then damage. Correct? Thinking of?
No.
Okay, hold on.
Mental blast, range attack, on hit, target rolls willpower versus damage, DC 20. The end.
Yeah, that's the damage number.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll willpower versus the damage.
Except one problem.
Do it to it.
One problem. That number isn't right. It's 25.
That makes a lot more sense because his damage is
Yeah.
25.
It's 10
Okay,
damage.
perfect.
There's
Okay.
a few sheets like that. If you ever see damage 20, it's supposed to be 25.
Okay, cool. That
all right.
makes
Sorry,
all the sense in the
typos.
world now. Cool. Good job, everybody.
Yay! We
Good
figured
news.
it out.
Okay, so his willpower is actually pretty high. Holy crap.
Oh, poo.
Well, he's got to have all that mental fortitude for long orchestras.
Yep.
And he got a 28. Woo. So you come in and you focus fire all of this mental energy right onto him, and you can see he actually kind of like almost swats it away with his what's the word for that stupid thing?
Baton.
A baton? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all it's
baton. Conductor's baton.
Yes.
Doesn't have some special French name?
No, well, hold on now.
Baton is the special name.
It's Bhutan.
So he almost wipes it away with his baton as it comes at him, but it's so powerful it still kind of like knocks him back, and his hair's ruffled just a little bit, and he kind of grabs like close to his eye, and he kind of looks back up at you, and he's like, "That hurt."
Oh god, I'm taking this guy out.
Yeah, he needs to.
You do 1 pip of damage to him though, because he did fail, just not, but only by 3. And with that, Arctic Fox leaps into action.
Leaps.
Teal Hex.
No. Maybe. Okay, fine. Yes, it was me who took the last cookie. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's okay, it was oatmeal raisin.
I love oatmeal raisin.
Steve's not actually responding to what you said, but he looked right at the screen with this look on his face when you said that. It was perfect.
There's no
Well,
such
even
thing
better,
as love. There's no
I-
such thing as love for oatmeal raisin. It does not happen.
Amen. Amen.
Well, obviously, you just have no taste. That's fine.
No,
I'd eat
we
oatmeal
do.
cookies.
That's why we don't like oatmeal raisin. So
That's why we
does-
don't like you, Steve.
I mean, that's perfectly
Damn.
acceptable. That's fine.
Shade!
Man.
Does a 28 hit your dodge defense? Tailhead.
Is that a serious question?
Yes.
Nobody here can hit that number.
Okay. I was just wanting to ask.
Even if we had max ranks, that would be 20.
I just wanted to ask so that Tiffany could look at her character sheet and see what her dodge defense is. Just
Give you
interacting with.
that look.
I'm just interacting with a player, Tyler.
I feel like you're mocking me in some form, Steve.
I promise you, I was not.
You just went down.
Steve and I are mocking each other.
I think Steve's mocking me, and he just went up 3 ranks on the list. So
I mean, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal, though. A set of bolos comes out from one of the areas where one of the tables had kind of flipped and turned over when Maestro's attack went off. You kind of see a shadow figure sort of move behind, which is weird because he's dressed in all white. He should stand out, but he seems to be able to slip behind things. And you see the set of bolos comes out and like wraps around you and starts tying you up. Give me a dodge roll.
$19.
The bolos wrap you up, and you can feel they actually start to like constrict, and they're going to like lock you in place and completely immobilize you. But you're able to use your luck control, and the string that holds the bolos together just dissolves, and they fall off of you.
Yay! That wasn't very nice.
It was not. What a jerk.
You're a jerk. I know.
Swiss me with that kind of bad stuff, man.
F that guy.
Even time.
Is completely invisible.
To most vision, correct?
No, to all senses until I come out of this spell. It's 10-point concealment, all senses. Same thing Sean's got until he acts.
That's right. I have sneaky.
You can still try to hit me.
Sneaker.
Doesn't mean you can't hit me. It just means you got to do the percentile thing. Guess my location. Or if he has magic senses, he doesn't conceal that.
Literally, that's what I was about to say. So, you're completely invisible, and you've got all that mist that kind of comes through. It's making the villains harder to hit. They're just rolling very well against you guys right now, you're hidden. You've turned invisible. You've become one with the weird chaos mist that's come over this plaza, and then you just see two red eyes start to glow through that shadow and through that mist, and they look around and they scan all of you. They scan Apotropasm. They actually look up and they scan Abalist. They scan the Teal Hex. They scan the Siberian. They scan the Siberian. They scan the Siberian. They scan the Siberian. And then it finally turns its head towards Eventide, and it scans you.
I'm not even looking at him. He's behind me. I'm heading right for the maestro, paying no attention.
And you hear... Shh.
Still paying no attention.
And the undead cowboy, who is very much in that weird occult realm that you occupy, hones in on you and that weird chaos magic smell you give off, and he readies
smell.
Smell, yes.
Smells like chaos.
Smells like chaos. Slap that on a shirt.
It's just a bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Oh, jeez. Does a 19 hit your dodge?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you subtract the 5 for not being visible though? What takes that?
Then I did not subtract 5 from that.
14? And we are...
So that becomes a 14, yes.
We are... Oh, we're still in round 1. Still hits.
Okay.
That doesn't fade till next round.
Okie dokie. So that is going to be this ghostly bullet fires through, and you're normally when people, other villains have fired at you and other small arms and things like that, it passed right through you, even if they happen to see you or if they spray in your general direction. You're never really that worried about it. That's also why you're not paying that much attention to him and you're focusing more on Maestro. But when this revolver goes off, you actually feel it hit you almost like how a normal bullet would. And you're like, and it kind of catches you off guard. I know what your toughness is. This is already funny. Give me a toughness save against 25 damage. Yeah. Okay. So
I just keep going.
you don't take any damage from it, but it clearly interacts with you regardless of being in your incorporeal state.
Well, I process that information, but I have no emotion. I'm heading straight for the maestro. I don't care about that guy.
Okay. He kind of like everyone, if you can see him, he kind of like the skeleton's just sort of Explodo is going to have to make a save. Another fortitude save against being all sorts of messed up. Ooh, and he is going to definitely make it. His fortitude is a...
What's that against?
Specifically, that would have been against Patty's explosion that went off in his face.
That would happen at the end of his turn. He has to take all the penalties on his turn, then he saves at the end. 5 rolls.
Well, I was just going to roll...
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just like, he still takes all the status penalties.
Okay. I'm going to say that he spends this round just kind of doing that because he got hit with two different afflictions and 2 different things. So he's just like, this round. But He with that fortitude, he shakes off both of those afflictions, but it completely kills his turn. Teal Hex, the page actually starts to focus in on you, and
Oh no.
you're doing all of your flips, your attacks, you're doing all of these things, you're setting up what you're about to do. You've just been boloed by the Arctic Fox who's moving behind cover. What do you do?
I kind of want to like mess up his chance so that like the next time crap. I'm not like okay, so I got attacked by Arctic Fox, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Is he focusing on me still, or?
It appears like he might be trying to focus on you. It looks like they're kind of trying to figure out who can attack who the best. And there he's seeing what he can do against you currently.
Okay. I want to mess with his chances.
Okay.
Of like, I don't know if I can do like a double thing, whatever, but I know for sure I want to mess with his probability so that like he's definitely like not gonna make the next hit if someone tries to go after him.
Not actually how it works, but you can try to hit him with status effects and slow him down. That first power in the array.
Then
You
that's
do that,
what
or you
I'm
can
gonna
try
do.
to make bad luck strike him and like random glass hits him, but that's just damage.
Ooh, kind of like that one too.
Yeah, either you can give him statuses that'll penalize him depending on how bad he fails, or you can just try to hurt him with random bad luck. Something probably hilarious.
I want to do something with really bad luck, but like while I'm like standing there, kind of like shrugging off the bolo, I'm whispering to myself, "We gotta do this. We gotta do this. We gotta do this." And she's like, "Okay, this is gonna be easy cheesy." And she kind of just like thinks about it and does something.
Okay.
I just got that
randomly.
first one.
Right, that was pretty low key. That was not bad. So
I
as
literally have a page right now of puns that I'm looking at, and I'm like setting up for my next one. I'm like, okay, what can I possibly do for the next pun?
well, as Teal Hex is kind of like putting this energy out into the universe, and this bad luck sort of starts to manifest around Arctic Fox, and we'll see how that plays out in a little bit. The scene shifts, and we're actually taken back several weeks in time.
Oh.
Eventide, Siberian. You're sitting. Where are you holding interviews?
The solarium, which actually doesn't have any sunlight because it's Dr. Eventide's place.
Okay, the Sunless Solarium.
The Sunless
Write that
Solarium.
down. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's awesome.
There are several pizza boxes on the table. The Siberian's got like a massive notepad that he's taking notes in.
Okay.
He's really just scribbling nonsense. And yeah.
I really want Siberian now for some reason that he took an inkwell that Eventide still has for some reason.
Oh, and he's writing with his claw?
And he writes with his claw in the inkwell.
That makes sense. That sounds right.
We okay with that? Is that canon now?
Yeah, that's canon.
All right, sweet. You're interviewing your first prospect for the new team.
Mm-hmm.
Eventide, you are emotionless and even
I'm not even
colder.
sitting there. I'm standing at the back of the room, but I'm manifesting my move object power, which means like 15 tentacles are writhing all over the room, moving to the ground, like Slender Man again. And I'm just standing there, looking completely emotionlessly right in the eyes of the recruit while the Siberian tries to relax them.
So they're not in just yet. They're waiting just outside as you guys prepare. But that is where.
In that case,
Eventide
I'm
is
talking
standing.
to myself.
Okay, Siberian, you don't have to address it right now. Just for your own information, Eventide's weirder than before when he was brought back to life and died and then came back to life again.
So, like, we talked about this, Eventide. You're very, like, high strung. Like, you're very uptight. You need to just, like, chill out. That's a pun because I do cold powers, but that's fine.
It's impossible for me to be uptight. I have no emotion. Hold on. I walk over, and one of the tentacles, like, pets his face fur, and then I just start laughing at it. It's fun. Oh, I get it. That's hilarious. Where were we?
Maybe you should just stand in corner, and I'll do interview with. You're right. You don't have to be so mean about it. Again, you're just very uptight. Just
no emotion means no meanness.
I mean, you could put a little inflection in your voice, just a little, just like, you know, hey, I'm Dr. Eventide, you know. And
would you like me to practice the fake smile again?
No, don't do that.
At that time, you hear the knock, indicating there's someone at the door of the Sunless Solarium.
Okay.
On the other side of that door, Teal Hex, you have arrived at Eventide Manor. It is dark and spooky and scary, even though every house around it just looks like another estate house out on Rich Person Island. This is just a spooky haunted house in the middle of a bunch of normal ass houses.
Now, am I
like the
in
Addams
costume
Family?
or like in my regular clothes?
That is entirely up to you. What you know up to this point right now is that you have done a little bit of crime fighting, a little bit of superheroism, but you're relatively new to the concept, but someone reached out to you as the Teal Hex and expressed interest in your powers and your abilities and told you that they think that you would be able to work together and if you wanted to meet and kind of just see if you wanted to join the team.
Also, point of order for new viewers. We are not in the middle of houses. There's not another house for 90 acres. Because we have a huge plot of land. We're the last thing on the island.
Suck at other houses.
We're surrounded in 20 acres of forests before you even get to the park. That's where the Siberian romps and causes UFOologists to show up all the time.
Oh, that's right. The Siberian is a cryptid now.
Right.
Yeah. We have more property than most farms.
So, Teal, that is kind of the information you got. They're not, they didn't address you by name specifically. They're treating you like, you know, another hero would treat a hero and respecting that hero identity. How do you show up? Do you want to show up as yourself? Do you want to show up in costume and character? That is entirely up to you.
I will show up in costume.
Okay. You are greeted by a couple of like a butler who walks you through, offers you food, drink, very kind, very nice, if a little aloof and a little kind of distant, but matches the kind of tone and tenor of the room. And eventually you're led to a door. It's this kind of big arched door. And he goes, "To the solarium. They will be waiting for you."
Right. They, like the man.
You know, the lights flicker for a second, and just for a moment while the lights are flickering, he's got like wires embedded through all his flesh, and it's gray, and he's missing an eye, and he's wearing dark leather that's like nailed to his skin, and then it returns back to normal.
This is Eventide?
No, this is the butler.
The butler? Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. I like that. Okay.
That's
every now and then the lights flicker, and it becomes Hellraiser.
That's gross.
Welcome to Eventide Manor.
I don't like this. I'm just gonna go in the room. And she quickly kind of rushes in there because she's just like mildly freaked out.
So you hear a knock, and then very quickly the door opens, and without enough time for you to actually call them in, the Teal Hex steps through.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You walk in and you see. Are you using your watch? Please tell me no.
You're inside a house.
Solarium, like a 5-story tall glass room.
I mean, is it?
Well, the glass is you can turn it on and off. We're in.
No, I'll be 7 feet
very
tall. I'll be
cramped in
7
here.
feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
7.
7-foot tall cat sitting in a like mahogany desk, and like the biggest
Mahogany.
chair you've ever seen. It's clearly steel reinforced.
It's actually
And then-
like the third Resolute desk that nobody knew was made, but it's there.
Exactly. And he's wearing cargo
Nice.
shorts or cargo pants and a bow tie. And then in the back of the room is this 7-foot tall thing with like tentacles whipping out of it and a green waistcoat from 50,000 years ago. He's petting something you can't see that's growling.
Hey, so you're this is the Teal Hex, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I'm the Teal Hex. I feel like I'm not in the right room.
No, you totally are. Have a seat.
Is you guys are tall. Like I thought I was tall.
I mean,
Really tall.
by relative purposes, yes, we're tall. Yeah, you could be taller. Maybe. I don't know. Have a seat. Would you like some pizza?
All the tentacles retract, and like almost like he brightens up. Now he's just wearing like a green and black out of style suit, and he's 5'11", and he's got wavy black hair going everywhere, and his eyes are like pure green and they're sparking. He says, "Is this better?"
Are you okay?
He's fine.
Blink twice.
He's very
if you're
fine.
not okay.
Wait, you want me to blink twice? Yeah, I'll blink. I know. I should blink once because I'm okay. I see. Winked you at you. All right, have a seat. Just have a seat. You know, take a seat. Don't actually take it. It stays here. You can't leave with it, but you can have a seat. Actually,
Dr.
are-
Eventide eats a piece of pizza.
were we
Whoa.
actually were we letting them keep the chairs? I don't remember. I know we had talked about that.
I care not what you do with those chairs, just not the antiques.
Oh.
She very slowly
Not because I have
sits
connection to
down.
the antiques, but because some of the antiques are cursed.
Is this one of the cursed antiques? I don't remember. I can't keep track.
Is this one of the cursed antiques?
Your desk, this desk is currently safe.
Currently, is the desk asleep? Though, are we gonna look
Perhaps.
it
So Teal Heck, this is supposed to be a job interview, and they're talking about cursed antiques.
up? Anyway, don't
Yeah,
worry
no,
about the
she's
desk.
a
It's
little
fine.
freaked out. Like
No, have-
even for her, she's a little freaked out.
And then
Have a slice of
Eventide
pizza.
flickers like a bad TV channel.
It's not a test. You can have slice. It's very good.
Are there rubber ducks in here? I'm
Oh.
mildly allergic to rubber ducks.
No.
And it's not it's the squeak that they make. I'm allergic to their squeak.
I don't know. Eventide, you big on ducks? I'm not big on ducks. We don't have ducks. Do we have ducks? I don't think we have ducks.
There are no rubber
Anyway,
products in this room.
right. There's no rubber products in this room. What do you mean this room?
Okay. Okay, as long
Anyway.
as there's no rubber ducks here, because I break out in really bad hives whenever I hear them squeak.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. That probably won't be part of the exam.
Do we
interview.
have a folder on her already, Steve?
Yeah, you got a little bit of information about like what her or what their powers would be. So
The folder's on the desk, then suddenly it's in my hand, and I'm flipping through it, and I'm like, supernatural abilities to cause misery and misfortune. The folder is back on the desk with a stamp on it that says Eventide approved. I
well,
turn and stare out the window.
that was quick. But I'm.
Oh, you still get a vote, but I'm done.
Siberian's going to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Is that okay? This is an interview, so it should be okay.
Okay, as long as the question doesn't end in a vowel, I'm allergic to those type of questions also. Like you can't ask me a question that ends in a vowel.
I'll try to avoid that, I guess. Maybe, sure, possibly. Who knows? What about sometimes why? Are you okay with why? Does why sometimes cause you things?
Why is acceptable? It doesn't hurt me. It just can't end in an E or an O.
So-
I have really bad indigestion when that happens.
Siberian literally only has one question.
and it ends in an E.
It ends in an E.
What is your one question? I want to hear it. The player.
Siberian's gonna ask you a question.
If you could be a pizza,
What type of pizza
would you be?
would you
100%. That's worth 0 point.
would you be like No, that ends in E. God damn it.
Oh, heartburn.
Nope.
And she burps, and it smells like really bad of like rotten eggs and sulfur.
Jesus. Oh, damn.
Eventide is suddenly right behind you. He just barely touches you, and you feel lots better, like you haven't felt this good in a long time. Then he's back looking out the window.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right. So, the pizza question. If you could answer that.
If I could be any pizza, I would be chicken artichoke bacon ranch pizza.
All right, welcome to the team.
Cool. Thin crust.
Eventide hands you a medallion. It's like made out of some kind of weird ass metal with weird ass symbol on it. Wear this so the house doesn't dislike you.
Yeah, talk to Jeeves. He'll escort you to your quarters, and we'll have all your stuff moved over. I think we already have your address. We have your address already.
So,
in fact, your stuff is probably already here.
In the course of just a few minutes, you've been brought in. The creepy shadow man has stamped approval because you can bring misery to people.
And misfortune.
And the giant tiger asked you what kind of pizza you would be, and now you're being welcomed onto this team. So that's a pretty whirlwind 5 minutes, I'd say.
The Dr. Eventide rings the bell, and suddenly there's like 5 people in the room from like HR and receiving and.
Okay.
And then while this is going on, she tries to make sure no one notices, and she sees the inkwell on the desk, and she moves it like half an inch to the left, and she's like giggling very softly because she moved it. She totally moved it, and he didn't notice.
Oh, thanks. It's a little closer now. Just right on.
And before the comic panel moves away.
No. To play into their gimmick, you go to put your claw in the inkwell, and you miss. You kind of tap the desk once, and you're like, oh, it's closer now. Okay, cool.
Oh, look at it. Very good.
Yeah, this is much better.
Before the panel moves too, by the way,
the whole
Dr.
panel?
Eventide picks up the next folder on the pile. Got Dwayne's character's picture on it. Flips through it, shoves it to the bottom of the pile.
Wait, how did that get back in there? Why is that back in there? I thought we threw that in the trash.
Just leave it on the bottom for now.
Then we go back to the fight. Steelhex, your bad luck.
That's catastrophe if she wants to hurt them. Yeah.
So there's Jinx and there's catastrophe.
Catastrophe is the one she chose because she wants to. This is the one where
yes,
horrible accidents happen immediately.
So you need to roll to hit them then.
Okay, that would be the reality alteration one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Boop. Boop.
Boop, boop.
22.
To hit any target that she can see. The save is anything but toughness, so it's either going to be a dodge or a fortitude. Do you have an idea of kind of like what you'd like to happen, just kind of weird, quirky thing specifically, or do you want me to come up with it?
I want Lou. What kind of shoes is he wearing?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's take a look.
Like, do they have laces on them? Ooh, that was loud.
Sorry about that.
No, you can actually see what he looks like if you scroll up. He's the one in all white with the weird binoculars. He actually has like this kind of like armor on. So his shoes are these sort of like almost mechanicalized boots.
Wait, who's wearing all white?
If you go to the Discord chat,
yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yeah,
so what I want to happen with his shoes is I want the plating on them to get loose, so that as soon as he tries to take a step, a piece of like the plating falls down into his toes.
Okay.
And like he gets like foot damage and kind of falls over or something.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot.
so he like stumbles or like gets damaged with the toes, or like stumbles a little bit, trips over his own feet, and then slams his face on something.
So a piece of armor from him starts to fall off, and it's about to fall and kind of like catch his toe at an awkward angle. He's gonna get to be able to try to dodge that falling and hitting him. He rolled a 13 for a total of 26, which unfortunately meets your DC, or beats your DC by 1.
Hero point.
Okay.
I choose to use a hero point to rewrite that scene, and he goes to dodge it, and the prince of him trying to dodge, he oversteps and trips completely. And becomes prone.
Okay.
He overcompensated.
Okay. Spend your hero point.
So technically, we have a Sunday M&M game, and in my game, they're allowed to rewrite this. Technically, in the real by the book rules, all that happens is Steve's forced to reroll and take damage.
Right. That would normally be what happened. If you're just wanting to fall over, that's not a big deal. I'm more than happy to do that. You wouldn't be able to have him like fall off the building and like.
Okay, because I thought I heard Steve mention in the beginning when he was introducing everything.
Yeah,
that he
yeah.
could edit stuff. So that's
Yeah, a little
why
short
I
rewrites.
mentioned it.
Yeah, no, it's no problem at all. So he's not going to take any of the damage from that, but as he goes and he steps and he kind of pulls his foot out, he stumbles just a little bit and he kind of falls over and he's just like, it's weird. And then he'll have to use his move action to get up.
Yay!
Siberian.
Hmm.
What do you think about pineapple on pizza?
Well, we've already established that pineapple on pizza is perfectly fine.
You get a hero point from J3 Billion.
Oh, okay, cool.
There was a requirement.
Oh, all right.
Arbalist,
Yes.
it is your turn. Kind of similar to what happened with Teal Hex. The panel over focuses on you and actually starts to like zoom in panel by panel by panel by panel in towards your bow, in towards your draw hand, and it's kind of starting to focus in. What are you setting up to do this turn, though?
Well, this is first time it's gotten back to me since Eventide went all spooky mist form and made it Arctic cold out. But even with that, I just kind of quickly cover my face with a bit of my cloth. The ice grows on the bow a little bit. The bowstring gets a little slick, but it's still pulled back. Regular arrow knocked down towards what was his name? Explodo
The Great.
Explodo. Just Explodo. It's knocked, drawn back, held back this whole time while he after a quick follow up to my flashbang arrow after Siberian ice blasting him, and I just wait for him to just kind of finish, recovering and just kind of like, oh, finally I'm back to normal. And just as he just moves his hand away from his face, shoot another arrow right at him.
Okay.
To kind of take him out for the count.
So as the arrow flies and leaves, we will do your roll in a minute. But in midair, we cut once again back to the Sunless Solarium. And we'll say this time, you're already sitting in front of the desk, looking at, we lost a Dwayne.
Where is the
No.
It's okay, you can carry on with Patty till he's back.
Okay. How are our cams?
Don't worry about that. Just carry on with Patty.
Okay, no
Not
problem.
great, but who cares? We're fine.
All right, so everybody. So this time, instead of the full introduction, it actually cuts back, and the Arbalist is actually sitting in a chair in front of the desk already, kind of looking at the two of them in whatever position you're in, and it's just kind of an awkward stare for a little bit. And the scene is yours.
Just kind of keep crossing. I keep alternating which leg I'm crossing.
Eventide is doing the exact same thing he was doing when the Teal Hex walked in.
So
Arbalist is handling it much better. It's just kind of like
Siberian gets up, walks over to Eventide, like, are you going to do this to everyone? Like, you can't just come sit in the chair. That's why we got two chairs.
Eventide is not paying attention to you. He's staring directly at the arbalist. He's like, so, your mother, your
Really?
previous organizational entanglements. Talk about that.
I didn't realize mother jokes were going to be part of this. All right, goes back to the chair.
Does the Siberian just drop a your mother then, not understanding what's happening?
Oh yeah, your mom. Well, I thought I would make it at least one interview without that being brought up.
Never.
Wait, what are we talking about? Are you a villain? Do I need to punch you?
No, I am not. However, my mother, well, all right, you got me. If it helps you, my last name is Pritchett.
Pritchett. Okay.
My
Cool.
mother
Right.
is Madam Pritchett.
Madam Pritchett. Holy shit! Your mother's Madam Pritchett. Siberians wanting me to kick her in the face like for years. Jeez.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
call her on the phone and get her down here right now? We
I'll-
just take care of that.
I'll just go. I understand. I'm sorry to have wasted your time.
No, it's cool. Like, just call her and get her down there. We'll kick her in the face.
I
and then
put a
you're in.
hand on the Siberian's shoulder to hush him. But tell us why you're with us and not her. Resources are infinite, and I'm sure you're a spoiled child.
Fucking
Well,
Hearthstone.
no, that's you got it in one. Let's just say that well, even the Pritchett's resources can be maxed out, if you might say that. And well, Mama didn't take too kindly to me buying my fifth Segway and spending another couple million on experimental aero technology and it seems that she will not be funding my endeavors anymore. So I come hat in hand, looking to join up. I've severed all ties. I have been doing some good. As you can see, I've done some previous. I've helped a little old lady cross the street, and I got the cat out of the tree, and I stopped the 13-year-olds from knocking over the candy store. But I can't guarantee that Mama won't come calling every now and then.
Suddenly, I'm behind him. Put my hand on his shoulder. Tell us how you feel about your mother. Reading his emotions while he answers.
Well, she is my mama, so she'll always have that.
We talked about not touching the clients, like before they get here. Like,
I give you that look.
fine.
She'll always be my mama, but I have grown to see the error of her ways.
What if we had to fight her or her organization?
Oh well, I'm not without my enemies in her organization, so the organization is absolutely fine. However, I'm not gonna hit my mama, but I will, use and I'll just kind of pull out of my quiver and tour around like a little knockout gas arrow and flashbang arrow. And technically, if you think about it, it's the arrow hurting her, not me.
Since I know he's telling the truth, I just nod at the Siberian. Then I'm back looking out the window.
So, Pritchett, got a couple of questions here for you. Actually, it's
Just one.
So
Shoot.
if you were a pizza, what type of pizza would you be?
If I were a pizza.
Right. If you order a pizza, hypothetically.
Have you ever eaten a pizza before?
I will, questionable, but I will look over at Eventide and just be like, you're not going to turn me into a pizza, are you?
No.
No, this isn't like some Allison Ward test where we turn you into a pizza and make you fight laser sharks. That'd be stupid.
Okay. And this isn't kind
Reference
of like
is completely lost on you.
Eventide looks at you, walks over to the desk, says no, picks up a stapler, which is now a slice of pizza, but I could, hands it to the Siberian.
Oh shit.
I now take this question infinitely more seriously than I did before. Well, I'd be the kind of pizza.
You put olives on this one. I don't like olives. We talked about this.
It's answering your question.
What? You like olives?
I don't want to be turned into an olive.
No, we're not turning anybody into olives, as far as I know.
Oh,
Is that part of it?
Well,
No, that shouldn't be part of it. No, it's not part of it.
let's go with just a classic. We didn't get a lot of takeout at the Pritchett house.
Right.
Pepperoni and sausage.
Classic. I like it. All right. You're in. Cool. So there's gonna be like 50 people outside. Each one has like a 100-page document you need to sign, and we moved your stuff, which I think was just a hapsack and like maybe a brick. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
And a really killer motorcycle. We should talk sometime. Before the scene changes, though, Steve, once again, there's like 4 folders left on the desk. We ignored 2 of them, but the other 2 are Dwayne's character and like the 60-year-old hero who's still got an arrow in his feet that's like all bruised. I look at the 2 of them. My hands, the Siberian 60-year-old hero's folder.
Seriously, why is that still in the pile? I swear I threw that away. Give me that, and he actually tosses it into the trash in the scene. Like, it's in the trash now. Stop. Are you pulling that? Are you fucking with me? Is that what you're doing?
And then the arrow from the previous scene actually flies through this panel, cutting it in this kind of like cool effect, and we're drawn back to the fight. Give me your attack roll, Arbalist.
Absolutely. World's greatest archer.
Now, or do you want to just use the 21?
That's true. I am attacking Explodo here. Yeah, I'll just take the 21.
Okay, so you'll take the guaranteed hit.
And this is just a regular arrow.
Regular arrow. So roll it for me just so I can see the damage. The attack won't actually matter.
Sure. Actually, hold on. Can I do multi-attack on this?
On taking 10?
I don't know if I can take the 10. I think I'll have to roll all 3. But instead of taking the 10,
I'm going to say for multi-attack, you'll have to actually roll the attacks.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll roll the 3 attacks.
Okay, I like it.
Just kind of finish him off here, make sure he goes down.
Okay.
Okay.
Hits. Hits.
You're so ready to say missed.
And hits. That is all 3 hits, which means you're going to do your regular 23 damage, plus you hit 2 more times. It's going to bump your damage up by an extra 5 points, which means your damage save now is 27. And he actually has -2 to this because of the pips of damage he has taken. So he's rolling this at that number. Ooh.
Mm.
28 he saves.
That's unfortunate.
Dang. So this comes out and you have 1 arrow knocked. And it's that one that holds and it fires. It does that rip through the panel and it hits him. And it kind of like sticks into him and he just kind of touches it. It glows and then just poofs. And he just kind of like looks at you just like, and then you just see wham, wham, 2 more. And then like 2 more hit. And he just does it again. Or no. The first one he does that. The second one, as the 2 arrows are coming in, he grabs something, throws it up, and actually hits one of the arrows in mid-flight and blows up both the arrows before it hits him.
Zoom back to me real quick, and you just see like the ever slightest like shiver in my hand from the cold.
From the cold.
And I finally exhale after holding the breath on the release. The fog, you can see my eyes kind of cross. I look at the fog in my mouth and just shake my head.
Eventide. Where do you emerge from your chaos shadow?
20 feet away from the Maestro.
Okay.
And I look at him, and I tell him, "Come, see what I've seen." I channel madness on him.
Ooh.
Channel madness. All right.
Hold on. First, I got to do, the chaos magic thing.
Sure.
We're fine there.
It's a pretty hot roll there.
I will burn ultimate effort on this to make his DC a 24 willpower.
So
Fortitude. My bad. Fortitude.
You're altering it from fortitude to willpower?
No, I meant fortitude. I'm boosting the +5 for ultimate effort.
The +5 for ultimate effort. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Maestro has a fortitude of that much. He had a 26 fortitude save.
Okay, now he rolls willpower versus the 24.
And now he's going to roll willpower versus that. Okay. Not as good this time.
What's the total?
He fails by 2 degrees. Stunned. So describe how channel madness works as it's being just shot into Maestro.
I lock eyes with him, and he sees everything I saw in those brief moments I spent with the crawling chaos in the center of all reality when I made the terrible deal. He can hear the piping and hear the mad screams and see the twisting angles and the non-Euclidean nonsense. It floods his mind. Tears at his sanity.
And you can see it definitely has a horrific effect on him, and he's just kind of complete, like his eyes go wide and he's staring at it. And yes, he is in fact stunned. All right. Siberian. Maestro is stunned, being terrified by Eventide.
Okay.
Arctic Fox is currently messing with Teal Hex. Arbalist is shooting volleys at Exploder the Great.
So
no one's done anything to Kid Grim.
So the Siberian looks over Exploder and like, your puns and your jokes are the worst, but this guy just loud in the ears is terrible, and like goes to like flick his little baton out of his hand to try to disarm him.
Try to disarm him? Okay.
Wouldn't it be easier to disarm Kid Grim because he's just skeleton and bone? Just disarm.
That doesn't make it easier.
I mean, he's got no tendons or anything holding it in place. The socket is pull it out.
So I'm going to attack him. Wow, still not above a 10. Cool. Does a 19? Does it no? Because it's at -2. Does a 16 hit him?
He is stunned.
The stunned lowers your active defenses.
Is that the one that does it?
I will find out real fast. Actually,
I didn't think it was.
Stunned characters cannot take any actions, including free actions. He can't take any active defenses, only passive.
Like, you can't roll them, or
I don't know how that works. You decide. Not real clear.
Screw it.
Okay.
He's stunned. You sucker punch him.
Okay, cool. He needs to roll a strength against 24 damage.
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna go with no, but just gonna double check here. A strength. Yeah, no, he got a 5.
So the Siberian literally like leans down and like flicks the baton out of his hand, and it just goes flying.
Okay. This thing goes flying and like sticks into solid brick like 50 feet away. And you have completely disarmed Maestro's baton.
Nice.
Do you automatically become unstunned in 3rd edition, or is this still something you have to roll?
He has to
against?
save at the end of his turns. Because it's a
End of his
condition.
turn.
It's an affliction.
But with stuns, you can't take any actions at all, so all he can do is become unstunned.
Right.
Right. And it is a fortitude?
Willpower 24.
Willpower 24. I'm going to regret doing this, but I don't care. Eventide. Take a hero point, because he's going to succeed on that to become unstunned.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And because I want him to, giving up a hero point, he's going to actually also be able to act on this turn. All right. So he kind of becomes unstunned, and he looks at his hand. He's like, "Where is my baton?"
Even the
You
microphone
cut
doesn't
out
like it.
beautifully during that.
I know. I probably blew up the mic. He then starts to kind of like just move his hands around, and then he starts kind of like snapping, and you can see sonic energy is still being accumulated. And he looks up at the Siberian, and he's just like, "Silly cat, my voice is my weapon." And
I burned that
then-
hero point to rewrite the scene and he chokes. Waste my action. You said you'd regret it.
He's got a hairball.
I can't breathe. His face. I can't breathe.
No.
No, I'll give you another one.
No. So for that, if you want to give him like a complication or like an affliction, something like that,
Yeah, he can't talk.
Okay.
Silence.
it's gonna have to be after the attack goes on the Siberian, though. But he might end his turn with another affliction.
Oh no, if I
Um,
can't stop him from hitting the Siberian, I'm not wasting it on that shit.
Well,
Because it won't affect him any because it's not his turn anymore.
gotcha. Yeah, no. Getting the hero point for him to still be able to take his action, just spinning it right back to stop it, like, yeah. That's not how that's gonna work. So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna make a specific sonic blast against the Siberian. He's
Okay.
targeting you directly. Ouch.
Mm.
Does a 20 hit your dodge defense?
It does actually.
Okay. Then you need to make a defense against 27. Or toughness against 27. Sonic damage.
27.
Yes. No, I lied to you. Drop that down by 2. Sorry, looked at the wrong number. 25.
Just because it's the 7th month in the year doesn't mean you can,
Also, have
lie.
you still been applying the mist factor? Because none of them can still see. Just reminder.
lied.
Just
Yeah,
a
I know.
reminder.
We've only gone through a couple of turns ultimately, so yeah, this one's still gonna hit. But it's 25 damage.
Huh. Okay. That wasn't that low earlier. What the hell happened?
It was a different attack. It was a range attack.
No. Like I think my toughness has somehow changed like midstream, but okay.
Your toughness should be
13? 14?
13.
13, but it's not. I don't know how the hell that happened.
Change the power level. It'll break it if you do that.
No, I didn't do anything like that.
No. Yeah, it should be 13.
Yep.
Just add whatever's missing to the modifier. It'll override everything.
Okay, there we go. 28.
Okay. So he focuses all that energy, and you can see that he's still able to do all of these sonic attacks even without his baton. The power does not come from that. He's just douchey enough to just carry it as a prop. That is
Fuck that
literally
guy.
written into the character. It's amazing. And he blasts you, but your 30-foot tall tiger man, it just washes over you, no effect on you. Apotropazin. It is your turn. What are you doing?
Oh, we're not gonna fade to black on me?
We're gonna do it a little bit different for you.
A little different for me? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm still in the air, hovering
Okay.
there, 50 feet in the air. And let's see. I'm gonna turn to Arctic Fox,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna give the best hand arcing pose that I can in the air. Let's say, prepare to feel the heat of a. Hold on a second, and then I lower myself like 20 feet. He
Okay.
goes, prepare to feel the heat of the dying star. And hit him with solar blast.
I thought it was solar ball.
Oh yeah, solar
I was
ball.
about to say, are these the same things as your solar balls?
Oh,
Taste my solar balls.
holy crap. A 26.
And that is fortitude versus 25.
Oh. Turn rolls 20. Yes, okay. Fortitude versus 25. Yikes.
I have no luck.
He got a 27 fortitude. Just hitting these good rolls tonight. However, that's just the first part of your attack. So that says the radiation from the solar ball hits him, and it can actually weaken a target before they even have to take the damage. Unfortunately, he's going to make it his save against your actual damage at full toughness, but he still does have to roll against that. So let's see what happens against the toughness of 25. There it is. There it is.
Wow.
Okay, so
What was that clap for?
this it just played like I didn't even have to move or fudge anything. It literally played out mechanically perfect for exactly what I wanted to happen, and it's just a good time for me. So how this plays out across multiple panels and arcs is the Arctic Fox throws these bolos at the teal fox or at the teal hex. It wraps them up. They get them to fall off, no problem. He has to like dodge away from his armor, like falling off of him. He almost like loses a toe, falls over, and just this series of events happens. And he bumps into like a potted plant. And he trips over a chair that got like knocked over from Maestro's previous attack. And then a pigeon like hits him in the face, and it's just all these things happening. And then you come in. Feel the heat of my solar balls, and then you hurl this at him, and he kind of looks at you, and he's just like, he kind of looks up, and the heat's kind of like bearing on him, and it has no effect on the actual radiation. He takes the full brunt of the ball right into him, failed by 16.
Nice.
How does the Arctic Fox get KO'd from this fight by your solar ball? You can have that moment to describe it.
Oh, it's got to be like the classic anime, like when the ball hits the ground, like the aura of the heat goes up, and you can see the shimmer of a man as his armor's melting off of his body, and he's just screaming. And then as it like quickly like sparks out of existence, you just see like a crispy man just flump on the ground.
On the ground. Yeah, you just see charred,
Kinda
half fallen off, melted armor, and he just kind of falls over.
twitching a little bit.
There is a breath, so he's not dead, but he's very badly solar balled. It then focuses in on Apotropasm, and you have a thought to yourself of, Echo 10 my ass. and you're reminded of your interview and how different it went from the other two. And we cut back to the Eventide Manor.
Well, wait, how would he know how the other interviews went? Isn't that like against privacy laws?
He's observant.
I've been coming here a lot.
I know it's not medical stuff, but I feel like it's against HIPAA. I'm disappointed. Superheroes aren't doing their good job following the law.
We'll bring that up at the next union meeting, because I'm pretty sure Eventide starts the union.
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything against Eventide. He creeps me out.
It's very wise.
Turns people into pizza.
I'm gonna wake up with a tentacle arm trying to pet me while I'm sleeping.
This scene starts 30 minutes into the interview, which has gone much longer than the other two. And the two of you just cannot reach a consensus about either A, why he's here, so B, how his application still keeps showing up.
So the Siberian goes up to Eventide. He's like, all right, look, I need to stop
Eventide,
being weird.
I know you're super calm and emotionally collected, and I know that
I'm not emotionally collected. I don't have emotions.
Right.
Possible.
You're for some ridiculous reason, the writer really wants you to be 1% frustrated at this situation.
You got the slightest little twinge of his eyebrow twitching.
You walk up to Eventide and he looks at you, and the whole time he's been looking straight up, in the middle of your sentences, through the glass to the sky, like he's listening to something.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you, "It's been a long week. You can fill the ranks as necessary," and teleports away.
That no.
Never once actually turn around to look at what's his name. That was on purpose. Except at the beginning when we shook hands.
So this guy gave you the coldest of weird cold shoulders for 35 minutes.
I'm going to spend a hero point because I know where he went, and I'm going to go track him down. And be like, okay,
and
look.
For the next 30 minutes, he's alone in a dark room.
Okay, so we'll come back. We'll come back to you two, Patrapasm. So the interview has gone very poorly so far. They're not even quite sure how you got invited to an interview only they have the ability to invite you to. and then the weird one never looked at you for half an hour and then just teleported away. And now the cat's like, excuse me. And he has to
I'll be right back.
And so now you're alone in this creepy mansion with these two creeps that have left. And you're just like, how are you reacting to this?
Wait, there's more to it, though. Siberian actually knows where I went. What you see is the Siberian says he'll be right back, and then 3 minutes later, you see him run past the windows of the room towards the lake that's at the end of the property. There's a dock there. Runs to the end of the lake. He looks down. And even from this far away, you can hear him say, and he puts the rebreather in his mouth and jumps in the water.
I feel like this is going to be like 2 pages of the Siberian just going through like traps and annoying shit.
Oh no,
and like
I'm
just
just
through
sitting on the bottom of
tunnels.
the lake with my.
Still, I feel like there's
Quick
just 2
cuts.
pages of annoying shit.
Quick cuts like every fourth block will be like just me looking at a clock. And then it goes back to him diving down further. Like,
Oh
clock.
wait, is the Teal Hex part of this group yet? Like at the time of this interview, like is she in the manor?
You would be in the manor, but not in this interview.
Can I just make a little minor appearance? Like she just kind of sneaks into the room.
Okay.
She looks at him. She looks at the guy. Hey, walks in, sees the inkwell, and then moves it another like full inch over to the right, and then goes
Wow.
like this, and then walks away.
So he gets to the bottom of the lake and he's like, I'm going to touch you because I don't want you to be weird, all right? And I need you some emotion. And he like puts his hand on him. He's like, look, seriously, are you
I
fucking
hate that
with
guy.
me?
He's so dumb. What's wrong with that guy? Why is he here?
How did this pile still get on the fucking pile? Is he still on the pile?
I didn't put it there. You threw it away. You did that.
No, I threw it away. You stole it. I fucking burned it after it got back on the top of the pile. It burned. I burned it twice. How did I burn it
This
twice?
is all taking
You
place underwater, by the way.
How can you burn it twice? I don't know. This is your weirdness. This is your fault. It's just no. Your fault.
I'm freaking out.
Kind of like.
So suddenly
get-
mine shuts off, but he doesn't notice. He just and then I teleport back into the room. Water flies everywhere, lands on Atroman. I walk over to his file.
Does it instantly evaporate off of you?
Yeah.
No, like I teleport in, but like I was running as I was teleporting, so there was
Sure.
momentum to the water.
Yeah. So
Yes.
any water that touches Apotropasm just instantly.
Oh, you mean because of his
steams-
power?
It just
right?
goes.
Yeah, just steams off of him.
And I look over at his folder, stamp approved on it, and I walk out of the room.
So 30 minutes later, a
They
wet
haven't
cat
asked
comes
you a
walking
question
back
yet,
in.
probably.
Comes back in, looks at the desk, and he's like, "Why?" He stamped it. Sits down calmly.
This is a wet cat now.
Dripping water
It's like a
everywhere, smells
7-foot
like wet fur.
Soaking wet cat.
So, sorry about that.
Just sitting there by himself for a whole hour.
What you have to understand is I'm not from this planet, so this all seems totally legit to me. I'm like, okay. And like, I watched TV, and I know when people go to get jobs, they dress up nice. So I'm actually wearing like a tuxedo. I have my resume in my hand.
Is it laminated? Please tell me
It's like
laminated.
job references none.
Done.
This is the
Not
first
only
one.
not only is it laminated, because it's holding, it's got little melt marks in the shape of fingers.
Hold on.
Um,
Your resume. No references. No previous work history. No formal education.
Is it just your name on a piece of paper?
Yeah, it's like my name up at the top, and then a whole bunch of powers. And then it says motivated.
Motivated go-getter.
Real team player.
but you can see where like he whited out motivated and then wrote in highly motivated. Siberian looks at the inkwell and just sort of like, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask the Siberian's gonna ask you a question. If you
Yes.
could be any kind of pizza, what kind of pizza would you be?
I can't wait for this answer
So
and
disheartening.
reaction.
Oh my gosh.
Pizza. That's the round edible thing, right?
Sure, right, whatever.
I like
No.
the round meats.
The pepperonis? You like the pepperonis?
Yes.
How about the salamis? They're round too. Sometimes sausage is round.
Any round meats.
I feel like there's a sexual joke in here, but I can't make it because of HR is outside the door. Anyway,
Was that the right answer?
I
Did I get the job?
yeah, sure, whatever. I'm going. dry
Now,
off.
at this point, though, Siberian, remember, at this point in time, hold on.
You won't be disappointed.
No, sure.
4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 other people have interviewed for this position,
Mhm,
been approved,
mhm,
and either quit,
mhm.
gone missing,
Or got turned into shit.
or got turned into something, and then we're like, when they got fixed, we're like, nope, I'm out. So just
Anyway,
play with that as well.
there's gonna be like 100 people outside with 100-page
now.
forms.
It's going up every interview. That's amazing.
Let's see. God damn it! I can't believe this is
I gotta
happening.
go queue up for paperwork.
And he's actually so frustrated. He drops the accent. He's just like, "Look, I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, it's just. I mean, your resume was at it. Look,
I'm just smiling.
you know what?
he's got the big, yeah.
This is wrong of me. Welcome to the team. I think. Your stuff. Do you have stuff? You probably moved in. I don't know.
I have my suit and some shoes.
I honestly don't know how to respond to that. I'm gonna go take a shower.
This is amazing.
How?
As the
How?
Siberian is walking down the hallway alone, suddenly Eventide is walking next to him, and he looks at him. No emotion, says, "Should we turn that one into pizza?" And that's where the panel ends without an answer.
No, I needed to get. It goes back to Apotropasm. You've been officially hired. You're by yourself. Do you do like a yeah, or like
No, it definitely has to be like a huge pump. It's one of those midair. That's the very last
panel. There is
the very
Apotropasm
last
man,
panel
like,
is
doing a heel click fist bump. I got the job. And then from there, it cuts back to a smoldering Arctic fox who is no longer a part of this fight.
Siberian hears in his head,
You know, he'd probably be like the worst pizza, like just nothing but anchovies and olives,
browned anchovies.
browns, mushrooms, just ugh. I want to throw up just thinking about it.
So,
I would like to say, I think Siberian deserves a hero point for dropping out of character for that, because one of his complications is he is always trying to be nice and friendly to everyone. Forced himself to do it.
so I was going to say, everyone can get an additional hero point
Why?
because all of your introductions and your scenes were hilarious. You all stayed. You did good stuff with your character. Continuing the ink gag in the next scene was hilarious. I just liked all of your interview scenes. So everyone gets an extra hero point for the good RP.
Nice.
Patty
Hey.
played into his mom, which has set up that backstory, which I'm excited to throw at you guys.
Don't you talk about my mama.
Uh-oh.
My favorite line: "I wouldn't hit my mama." Arctic Fox is no more. Kid Grim, you all kind of see Kid Grim through the haze. He spins his ghost revolver in his hand, and he puts it back down into his holster. And he steps back, and even though he's just a skeleton, you hear this otherworldly whistle happens.
He has no lips.
And this ghost steed comes like running through the square. And in this one motion, he grabs the reins and pulls himself up on it and he kind of circles a little bit a couple of times, like old cowboy movie style. And he looks at all of you, and he kind of like tips his hat to each of you. Be seeing you all soon. And he actually rides off through the buildings.
But you have no eyeballs. How can you see?
And seeing one of his compatriots getting completely knocked out by one solar ball, Kid Grim has no interest in continuing this fight on these terms. Explodo. No, you can't leave. You can't. No, I am Explodo the Great. I will explodinate you all. And Explodo
is feeling pretty provolone.
Oh, jeez, it hurts.
Yeah, that one grated really bad.
Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Back
Wow.
to turning you into a pizza.
Yeah, that was
he
the worst.
he grabs like 4 beer bottles off of the table, and he kind of like grabs one each with like 2 sets of fingers, and he charges them, and he's actually able to like throw all 4 of them at you. And he's just like, I can take you all out myself because I can explode you all because I am, of course, Explodo. He sticks his chest out. The Great! And then he throws all 4 of these bottles, one at each of you with these negatives because it is dark and scary here. So let's see what happens. There are 5.
How dare he?
There are 5, which means he's going to hit everybody except Eventide, who's probably invisible somewhere.
The teal hex has.
Oh god!
He can try.
Okay, so he
Wait,
actually.
what about the teal hex, Dwayne?
I was gonna say teal hex. You got advantage from.
That's a hero
Seesaw.
point.
Yeah, hero point.
Take an extra hero point from who?
Seesaw.
Seasong.
Yay!
Seasong, you're
Thank
supposed to be
you.
giving me extra
For the provolone pun.
villain points.
Yay!
For the
Don
villain
Arnetto
points.
also gives you 100 points for the hero pun. But no hero point.
Explodo
100
in
points
his
to
fit of,
Slytherin. I approve.
Explodo in his fit of explosive rage tries to throw all of these bottles at you that are fully charged with his explosive powers. Unfortunately, he rolls very badly, and he actually ends up hitting Maestro with all 4 bottles.
Good.
It's going to become, instead of a area damage, he actually just ends up throwing it into him completely, which means he now has to make this save of a lot against things. Cool. Woo! Woo! That was a wild ride. Okay.
From one end of the spectrum to
What?
the other.
We go from Explodo rolling a natural 1 on his attack to Maestro rolling a natural 20 on his defense against his ally's own attack. So Maestro, bam, 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 actually gets hit by 4 of these bottles. And he kind of turns around and he's just like, how dare you?
Oh my God.
Hell is going on tonight?
What?
He means his connection, not you. Continue.
Oh.
I
probably
know.
thought he was
I
muted.
thought I was.
I'm like, oh,
All right, I didn't know I was still alive there.
Teal Hex. Explodo actually just hit his own partner as Arctic Fox is completely knocked out and burninated, and Kid Grim has pieced out from this fight.
Cheddar him then Bree.
Good night, everybody. I'm done.
Tune in next week.
It was beautiful. Come on.
Oh. What are you? What are you doing?
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
That was a good one. Can't tell me it wasn't.
I can't.
Lying if you say it wasn't a good one.
T-Song is proud, but what are you going to do to this guy, or these guys?
I am gonna go ahead and.
I've got the Maestro. You can deal with Explodo.
Okay, I'm gonna go and. I'm gonna take my sticky bubble blower.
Okay.
And
That one does use the gimmick array attack roll.
Yes. I'm assuming it blows a giant bubble of stickiness.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
close range. You have to get next to it to back up.
Yes, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and do that.
Against Explodo?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and if I get hit, I get hit.
Alright, that's no problem. So you move close to him and you kind of like you pull out your little bubble blower gun.
It's a pipe, yeah. It blows fluid down.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you don't even see it because she doesn't she just has like a slight like utility belt, so you don't even like see where it comes from. She kind of just like puts her arm behind her and takes it out, and it's like a giant like bubble wand, like you'd see like at the dollar store.
Okay.
And she's like, she just stabs the thing and goes, like doesn't even blow it properly, but like a big bubble just kind of pops out anyway.
Okay. The bubble comes out and attempts to stick to Explodo. That's the wrong die.
Oh Jesus!
28 to hit.
I didn't think you had to roll that one. The target just has to make the dodge against the bubble.
Okay, I thought it was I had to use the gimmick thing for it.
Tyler, is that not one that just
For that one, she has to roll. It's the other ones that are defenses. The lapel flower is a spray. She actually has to aim. It's an affliction. She has to hit with the affliction, and then you have to save against it after she hits it.
Okay. Okay. So you are able to do that bubble. It goes and it tries to stick to him. Unfortunately, with his dodge for that, Explodo is able to kind of just like duck underneath. And he's just like, did you just try to attack me with a bubble blower?
Maybe.
That's weird.
Do you have any better ideas?
I'm gonna throw this chair at you, I think. I'm gonna go get this chair.
I mean, I thought I was just blowing you away.
Arbalist, it is your turn.
I will see Teal Hex attempt to capture Explodo, and I will follow their lead with a net arrow aimed at him.
Okay.
So I do not need to make an attack roll. They have to make a dodge versus DC 20.
They roll a 14.
So
2 degrees of failure.
2 degrees of failure. They fail by 2 degrees. They are hindered and vulnerable.
Hindered and vulnerable.
Vulnerable is
Alright.
the one that reduces your stuffs.
Yes.
Yep.
So all of his active defenses are now going to be halved. So he's very easy to hit right now. So you see Arbalist up at the top of the building just launches down this net arrow, and it just easily just completely covers Explodo. And he's like, "No, what? No, I'm just gonna grab this net and explode it."
On yourself.
Oh crap. Eventide.
Eventide's going to blow one
He's
of these
vulnerable.
hero points here. Screw that guy. Eventide's going to blow a hero point to not have to roll, and he'll roll a 20 plus 13, which is a 33 to grapple Maestro with my creepy ass tentacles that come shooting out of me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my move actions single person teleport 16 miles straight up, drop him, teleport back to the ground, and laugh.
Those tentacles are some weird 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm laughing
Okay.
because I grappled him and he thought he was superior, so now I'm laughing because I think I'm superior.
Okay, so yeah, so his kind of like douchey maestro attitude channels into you.
Now he's
and
falling
you-
16 miles.
Yeah. Okay, that's no problem. We're fine here. Let's see what he can do in regard to that. A lot. Not. Cool. Okay. Anything else at this point in time?
No,
Nope,
that's a
okay.
move in standard.
All right, Siberian.
So the only one left is
Explodo,
Odo?
who is netted.
He's gonna look at it and be like, so can I punch?
Oh god, this poor man. Like a cocoon.
Hey! Oh, no, everybody give it up for Sean. Everybody, come on.
First roll over 10.
No, that's not
Woo!
true. The last roll was a 15 that I made. So, you know.
First roll over
First-
20.
First attack over 10.
And first roll
Yeah.
it went over 20, yeah.
Whatever.
All right, so
I
that's
don't want your
definitely
pity.
that's definitely going to hit his currently vulnerable parry.
Okay.
So your damage now is 24. Let's see. He's taken multiple damages. So I'm gonna roll that reduced number.
Ooh. That seems bad.
Okay, so that is a 14 total, which means he failed by 10, which is 2 degrees of failure, the highest possible 2 degrees of failure he can have. He takes yet another 2 points of damage. And with all the stun, all the knocked out, all the vulnerable,
It's all the statuses.
grappled. He has pretty much every status effect on him. So DM is going to just take a little bit of creative freedom here, and the 30-foot tall giant tiger man punches the Explodo in a net, and he's just like, ow.
Is it just one of those things where you see like a panel of like a fist into the ground?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And then after that, he's like literally imprinted into the ground?
Yes. He's like a millimeter thick.
Right.
And he is KO'd.
Nice.
Teamwork.
There's no way he gets out of that. Exiting official combat, couple of things happen. First, some like the civilians are kind of like, kind of helping each other, picking each other up, dusting each other off. And right around then, the Olympic team comes in. And they run in and they're wearing like Olympic colors, and they've got like different countries like on them, and they're like, "Oh yes, civilians, come this way. We will help you. Come."
Hey
And
now,
they
hey
start
now.
offering aid to people.
Whoa.
They can't see either. I'm not making it for them to see. So they have to deal with the Arctic cold and the darkness.
They're running through the obscursion and everything. They're trying to help people.
Sure, they can try. It's 1,000 cubic feet.
That's fine. They're grabbing people and pulling them out. Like, they're not attacking or doing anything dramatic. They're literally just trying to show up
That
to.
doesn't change the fact that I still have to exclude.
Are they like the Vulture from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I've never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, okay. People in chat, come on, help me out here.
So, but yeah, they're on the outskirts and they're just trying to like help people.
Good for them. Eventide opens a portal. We leave. Job's done.
I
Wait,
love-
hold on, before we leave, is Maestro still falling?
Yes.
He hit
Okay,
terminal velocity a turn ago.
Sure. As he's doing that, I would like to use my special utility arrow. I'll dial it to the last arrow in the quiver.
Okay.
Pull it out. Take aim, fire. This will be a kind of like Bolo-esque situation, but as it finishes wrapping around a person, it deploys a parachute.
Okay.
So at least he's not going to be
So he's
paced on
not
the
going to
sidewalk.
instantly die when he hits. That's okay. He falls, parachute eventually does go off. His landing is very unpleasant.
Sure, and he's surrounded by the Olympians,
And
or
he's
whatever.
surrounded by people who are going to make sure that he does not escape. He is apprehended and going to the villain lockdown facility. You make the portal. Everyone steps through. You make your escape. Eventually, the cold, dark chaos shroud dissipates. And
Once the jackasses leave, I turn it off.
so they pull everyone out. You guys go back to the Eventide Manor. You regroup, you debrief, you do everything. How do you guys kind of celebrate your first hard-fought victory against a group of villains?
Apo man, that was good work against the guy. Yeah. Everyone else did really good job. Thank you very much. Good job.
I am the equivalent of
And he's not here to answer you. It's disappointing.
I know, right? I am the equivalent of Uber Eatsing a case of champagne to get here and celebrate with, using my fresh, brand new team credit card. Gotta break it in.
Eventide credit card.
The Eventide credit card. It's like some fine, like Dom Perignon, like 76, like we're talking $1,000 per bottle here.
Every once
like
in a while, the card sprouts tentacles like that.
Wow.
I'm doing like the NBA thing where we just won the finals, where like I put my visor back on, I'm like spraying champagne, and everyone like woo.
So Arbalest goes hardcore on the celebration.
I mean, appreciate. Yeah, we just kind of go eat pizza in the dining room and like debrief. But
do we not do that? We don't do that here.
I mean, it's cool. It's fine. Yeah, great, sure. Just just clean it up afterwards. That'd be good.
Atropazum, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry I keep screwing up the cameras.
That is okay. You've successfully defeated all the villains, by the way. The Olympic team showed up to start helping civilians on the outskirts of Eventide's creepy chaos shroud. Eventide made a portal for you guys. You're back at the Eventide Manor, and you've been given a whole compliment.
Really?
One whole compliment.
I got a whole compliment?
One.
And it was like,
She said,
okay, we're hyping it up. It was like half a compliment.
It went like this. He said, I guess you did a good job. And then he high-fived everyone else and pumped him up.
And I just stood there like this, waiting.
So Apaman, I really want to talk about the Siberian wants to talk about killing people. We try to avoid that in this group. Sometimes it just comes, but you might want to like just dial it back just a little bit. You know, pull a couple of punches, maybe. I don't know. But,
he didn't die. He was.
Oh,
It was just crispy.
Yeah, Steve said he was like one breath in
Oh.
and out.
okay. The Siberian doesn't know about you, but 3rd-degree burns sound really bad. So just you know what? Good job, I guess. Something to think about. Just constructive criticism. We're all gonna go eat pizza in the dining room with champagne. If you want to come, that's great. If not, you know, you can do whatever you want. It's fine. It's great.
Apple Man.
I will accompany you. My
Don
comrades in
Arnetto.
arms.
Don Arnetto gives you a pity hero point.
It is late in the night. You can bank that until next session.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna come with us. Oh, okay.
God,
And then
that's so
as like
mean.
we're talking about it, Teal Hex is like, are there gonna be like olives on this pizza? Like
the green ones or the black ones? Because I'm allergic to the color black.
This whole goddamn house is black. Like, how are you still alive?
I have really bad stinky farts right now. And she lets one out and it smells like hot, wet garbage.
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
It's unholy shit. That's why it smells that bad.
Something just. Siberian's gonna go eat dinner. Yeah. Okay. I'll see you there.
Everyone sits down for pizza and champagne.
Sham pizza.
Anyone who wants to be there sits down. Who has a cell phone on them?
I do.
I swear to
The
fucking
Arbalist
God.
does.
All of
The
us.
Arbalist does.
Do you all carry cell
We have
phones?
specialized ones for the team, yes.
Just making sure, like actual smartphones with alerts and apps and all that good stuff.
I only have one thing in my equipment slot. So.
We have cutting edge phones from they haven't even been released to the public yet because I know the guy who runs every cell phone company.
Okay. Whoever has like local news alerts on their phone, you all get a notification pops up. Olympic team saves the day against 4 nefarious villains.
Yeah,
at
we know, we
local
don't care.
shopping
Move on.
center.
You just see the Siberian spit pizza across the room. The fuck are you fun with that?
And that's
That
and that's where we'll
bitch!
end for the night.
Not knowing whether to be happy or sad about it, Apple Man just goes. And when he goes to bed that night, he has a little book, like a little notebook. He opens it up and it just says compliments at the top. And he makes 2 marks.
Oh, my heart.
Oh my god.
He's so stupid. I love him.
He's so stupid, I love him. That's the next t-shirt.
Wow, that is and it's just Appo Man, like thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yes.
The last frame is Appleman really not understanding that alert and just being like, yeah, and everyone else is like mad. All right, and that's where we'll end for the night.
Snaps.
All right.
Woo! Hope everybody enjoyed this evening. Hope everyone enjoyed the first issue of our new Mutants and Masterminds show, Future Fates. Introduced 3 amazing new characters. Absolutely loved everybody. I thought you guys did great. I hope you enjoyed that format of kind of that first new comic back where you got to get in the middle of an action scene, but it's kind of cut with how these characters got introduced to the team at all. Just try to play into those comic tropes and formats and structures. So, but we're not done for the evening. I stole Tyler's line and segue into that. For anyone tuning in for the first time here at Vorpal Tales, for all of our games, we like to have a little moment at the end where our players can show some appreciation back and forth to each other for a good idea, good role play, just general awesomeness, or possibly a pity vote. Where every player will vote for their favorite player in the session. So we're going to go ahead and do that. If you receive a vote, you're going to receive 1 additional starting hero point next week. You normally start with just 1, so for each vote you get, you get an extra 1. All right, Tyler, who is your favorite?
Not you. Let's see, Tiffany.
Yes. What?
You get my vote.
Oh.
Hey.
Why I get votes?
I just did
What'd
it
I
for
do?
you. Walking in the room, being like, "Oh hey," get walk out.
All right, Tiffany, who gets your vote?
My vote is gonna be for the Siberian because just the whole breaking character, just like, what the fuck? Like he literally just like, excuse me, and goes, and I'm just literally just picturing someone just going on full and like swan diving into a lake just to yell of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what do you mean? And then the whole thing, it was beautiful. Everything was just, the whole thing was just beautiful. And I really appreciate your dedication to it.
Sean.
I'm gonna go give mine to Dr. Eventide because I really didn't expect him to break character so badly.
At what point?
Under the lake when
Under
I
the
touched
lake?
you. Yes. There is a true human inside there somewhere.
Yeah,
Those-
when he
those were
uses
just your
other people's emotions.
Yes.
Dwayne.
Siberian doesn't know that though.
I am going to give my vote to Patty Cakes for 2 reasons. 1, because it's his first game. 2,
Aw,
Hey.
pity
because you
vote.
Yeah.
the stunning imagery of the stunning attack was very excellent.
Yeah.
Like I could see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And yes, last, Patrick.
There's a lot of good moments. So is it possible to make our game harder next session and give my vote to the DM? Give him a
No.
vote to start?
No.
Not
Only
allowed.
subs can give the DM votes, and when they do, sometimes we forget to tell the DM.
Rude.
Oof. Harsh. Then I will give mine to Dwayne, made a kimchi, just for. I knew this character was going to be amazing, but the first manifestation of him tonight, and of the 3 interview scenes, I think you had the best one by
Yeah.
bar none.
That
So-
scene was pretty awesome. Like, honestly, like all 3 of you guys did a really great job with that one.
So
It was
I'll
really
give-
good.
I'll give my vote to him.
Thank you.
And I can personally attest, I enjoyed all 3 interview scenes immensely. I thought they fit each character perfectly. So I thank you all for really digging into those and having a good time with them. So mark down your votes, mark down your points, mark down your starting hero points for next session. Thank you guys so much. But that is going to conclude it for us tonight. If you can, and you've not already, please give us a follow on Twitch, or you can go over to our YouTube channel and you can like and subscribe there. Catch up on all of our past episodes of both Mutants and Masterminds and any show that runs here on the Vorpal Tales Network. Every follow, every like, every subscribe, anything of that nature helps us tremendously. We truly do appreciate it, and hope to continue to bring you amazing tabletop content going forward. Also, you can subscribe now on Twitch to Vorpal Tales. Comes with a lot of cool new features. Our Patreon is also now live with several tiers available to you. Anything that you would be able to pledge on our Patreon would be highly, highly appreciated. If you can at this time, completely understand. Just hanging out with us is a great honor. But if you feel so inclined, check that out. Give it a look. Lots of cool things there. Thank you once again to Roll20, the platform that we use to keep our dice rolling. Thank you to Sirenscape for the super epic superhero music that got us through the night. And thank you so much to Green Ronin Publishing once again for the game that we played tonight, Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. And everyone, plug yourselves one last time. Tell other people where they can find you in the world.
Who's first?
Who's first?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
Tiffany is first.
Oh, hi. I'm not used to going first. Hi. Okay. So I'm at Inuhime88 on Twitter, and you will find me here every Thursday and Friday nights playing with these awesome guys. And my cat will intermittently, interrupt us as he does because he's beautiful that way. I am also available to hang out on Xbox if I could remember the weird number thing, because you do that now because they copied Discord with that.
Oh, with like a special unique number behind your name?
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
like a new gamer tags have that now, so it's like whatever. It's got the word pink in it. I remember that much. I'll have it attached to my Twitter, so look it up for there, and you'll find me pretty much attached to any Vorpal Tales post. If I'm not directly listed into it, I will be either making a comment on it or retweeting, so you can always find me that way. Spread the love.
Perfect.
I'm at Space Lord PJs on the internet. You can also find me at cartoon.ninja, where I'm definitely going to do doodles this weekend for all of our characters and stuff. Also, check us out on vorpaltales.com.
For so many games.
Yeah. I'll be posting so many recaps after the last 3 days. So yeah, look for those.
And I am made at Kimchi on the internet. You guys can find me here Thursdays going into hell with D&D 5e, and here Friday playing the best alien superhero, trying to learn his way. Other than that, I'm just around packing your boxes at Amazon. I know your secrets.
You are
Oh,
the best
oh.
alien superhero that's from your planet, that's also on this planet, that's also in our house.
I think that's enough specification there. I am at GSQD Patty Shakes on Twitter. Everywhere else, I'm Patty Shakes. I am here Fridays with this group, as you are well known by watching tonight's show. Otherwise, you can find me around or just call for me by name. I'm around everywhere.
Just yell his name into the night.
Into the void, and an echo will come back.
See, I keep hearing Patty Shakes, but I'm literally just thinking of like the muck shake, like the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's.
It is like
that's
that,
all I
but it's
keep
made out
thinking.
of the meat, patty meat.
It's true. It's true, that happened.
I was there.
A meat smoothie.
A round meat smoothie.
Oh, did we do you?
We skipped to Patty, but that's fine. Carry on.
Okay. Well, you're the last one left. Tell the people where they can find you and haunt you.
Mondays, Wednesdays,
haunts
Thursdays,
us.
and Fridays on this channel. Always here. Especially on Monday. It's the day for me.
I had to do it once early just to get this going.
It's gonna suck for you, Steve.
What do we even play on Mondays anymore? Oh yeah, okay, I remember now.
Wow. Not like you're there or anything.
It's been a long week.
Been a
long week.
It's been a doozy of a day. And can they find you on the internet at any particular name?
Eldritch Echoes, yes. I'm trying to fix something at the same time. Carry on!
That's okay. Find Tyler at Eldritch Echoes online and here on Vorpal Tales pretty much anytime we're here. And once again, I am Steve. I was your game master / DM / commissioner / mutant mastermind of the night. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and you can also find me here same time every week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, playing awesome games with awesome people. But until then, Monday, tune in 8 p.m. for Mage 20th anniversary. Mage of the Awakening 20th anniversary, Technocracy Reloaded. It is dope. We will be doing two additional character introduction scenes, and then finally jumping into the campaign proper. I'm very excited for that. So tune in. That's when we'll be on next. But until then, everyone, stay super.